Cha-cha! Hello, hello. Evening. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday, and it's been a horribly long time since we originally started this game. So I'm hoping to actually maybe get through it. Yeah, it's been almost 2 weeks since we originally started it. I didn't actually want to have that much time pass between our first start and this one tonight, but I'm hoping to maybe finish this game tonight. It's not terribly long. I've seen people say it's like 3 to 4 hours of reading. I'm assuming more like 4 hours because I'm reading everything out loud. And also because I've forgotten every single voice I've given to anyone, so I'm hoping that's gonna go somewhat okay-ish. We changed perspectives to the roommate who met up with one of our most hated people that we know in the school. I have forgotten everyone's names except for our main character, Magda. So I'm hoping I'm still going to be able to understand what the hell is happening. It's morning again. My sleep was a dreamless one, totally unmemorable. I guess Niels kept a promise of bugging me less. Honestly, I'm relieved. Today's just gonna be another normal day. I push myself out of my bed and stretch my arms. Time to start my morning routine. I head over to the bathrooms. I wash my face and brush my teeth. I get changed in one of the cubicles. I tie my hair ribbons in once again. And then, to breakfast. Hopefully there'll be something good today. I'm crossing my fingers for something savory. Butter waffles, cheese-filled pancakes, omelettes bursting with roasted vegetables. I finally reached the dining hall and walk up to check out the morning menu posted outside on the meal bulletin. Ah, it's just scrambled eggs and French toast today. Good for the people who like French toast, but I guess the eggs with some salt and pepper will do for now. I'll put an apple and a juice box on my tray too. This'll be yet another average breakfast. Once I finish my meal and put my cutlery and plates away for cleaning, I make my way over to the Arts Acts building. I think concentrating on my painting will be a lot easier than it has been these past few days. Never mind, we are not... Okay. Where exactly did I stop last time? I guess I stopped... Okay, so we're back to Magda then. Never mind, we're not on the roommate. I can't wait to finally make some real progress. I hope Maria's feeling a little better. Maybe. Maybe my book will bring a little cheer to her too. Now what should I do today? I could decide on what patterns should be around the border, or add new details to the sketch, or even get started on the base flats for... Huh? Ugh. He's right in front of the Arts Act building. She's looking around as though she's searching for something. Or someone. I guess I took a long way around to the back exit. I really don't want to have to deal with her today if I don't have to. But what's she even doing here? As I had, Eve is constantly at work. When she's not grappling with these research sect projects, she's managing her sect team, assessing problems brought to her attention, and carrying out the social responsibilities of her position. Dealing with Cerise has always been a bigger problem for me than dealing with her. Yet for someone so busy, she sure is far away from her own sect. Knowing her coming all the way out to Art Sect wouldn't even be at the top of her list of priorities on a regular day. Unless... Oh. Oh no. Oh no. She turns her head. Her gaze snaps onto me. I'm in trouble again, aren't I? Magda, can I speak to you privately? Oh boy. Eve's direct question confirms the suspicions of my rapidly growing dread. There's no way I can escape this confrontation. I can't even ignore her. It's not allowed. Eve's a sect head. I grip my skirts to steady myself. There's almost no question I'll get distressed by whatever she has to say. I'll just focus it all on the fabric in my fists. Concentrating on something else will help take the sting out of this conversation. Oh my god. Okay. Come aside. This won't take long, I assure you. I don't remember what voice I gave her. I think I tried to go for like a little snobby one, but... Eve gestures to a large tree close to the back of the Art Sect's building. I grip my skirts even tighter as I follow. Every few paces, she turns her head back to check that I'm still there, that I haven't run off. I mean, where would you even run off to? It's not like you have anywhere to escape to. We both reach a tree and Eve turns to face me again. Magda, please stand there. She gestures to a spot in front of the tree, a patch of grass enclosed within its old, large roots. The choice of spot appears intentional on her part. The roots surrounding it are large and would easily slow any attempt I might make to dash away from here. I move to the spot she indicates. Put your back to the tree trunk. I step back until my spine is flush with the rough bark behind me. Wait! I forgot a thing. This should still be active from last time? No? Okay, sure. I guess not. This game has a bunch of content warnings. I forgot. Let's see. Come on. I would like to have those content warnings up again for anyone who might need them. Yeah, there we go. That is what I like. Thank you. And when I next speak, I expect you to give me full eye contact. You will listen to every word I say. My eyes focus on hers. I nod again. We understand the consequences of disobeying a sector. Disobeying Eve came with its own unique punishments. Once I was assigned to give Eve a monthly report from the Arts Act. When she addressed me, she asked me to give her eye contact. Out of fear, I forgot. But for Eve, the slight failure to follow instructions warranted retaliation. She made me clean the research sec floors for a week. Eve's eyes narrow, 2 little black drops of ink fixed in her sockets. I know you're up to something, Magda. What are you talking about? What exactly am I up to? I don't understand. Don't act coy around me. You've been breaking the Haven's rules again, haven't you? The things I've heard about you recently, the things I've just learned, trespassing on forbidden territory, entering forbidden buildings, investigating forbidden subjects, are only some of the things I've heard people say you're now involved in. Really, Magda, I never expected much from you, but this is obscene. How does Eve know about my trips outside? I can't let her know she's caught me. She'd really rub it in if she's proven right. The community's been watching you, a lot more than you think. And it seems our fears about you not straightening yourself out were confirmed, on several fronts. Eve draws a little closer. Her voice drops to a whisper. Ooh, with the CG and everything. You know, I never thought you deserved that second chance. She says this as though her hating my guts would be a new sudden revelation to me. Not after all the disgusting things you write in secret. From one look I knew that it was the brainchild of someone fundamentally dangerous. A capital T threat. And now you're at it again, doing things you just shouldn't be doing. Honestly, it's a miracle you didn't screw up for over a year. Anyways, we know you've been acting out of line. We are watching you closely. And we will be taking note of your actions. I won't let any more disgraces befall Lady Amaris because of you. What's all this? Since last year I've been on my best behavior. I've only made little slip-ups like everyone else does. I don't want to... Be too serious then. She was the one who told me about you this morning. Of course Cerise was part of all this. Of course. But there's no way she would be spying on me. No way at all. Everyone knows she's working on a massive novel right now. She doesn't have the time to monitor me all day. So someone else had to tell Cerise about me. Someone else might have known what I've been doing. But if that was the case, then who told Cerise? A friend of hers. That's all. I trust what I've heard, though. Cerise carefully considers her sources of information before talking to me. And knowing you and what you've always been like, I believe every word of that girl's judgment. Anyways, I'm expected to return to the research sec soon. Plenty of more important things for me to do. I'll put on hold just to manage a liability to this community. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, you stupid cow. I have a stuck-up bitch, aren't you? Always trying to find one way or another to look better than me. Is being ahead not enough for your massive ego? Maybe it'd be better if I squeezed it all out of you. Just choke you right here, right now. It's oh so simple. All I have to do is bring both. Hello? Hello? Magda? I'm snapped out of it. Eve is looking at me with a visible exasperation, like she's talking to a moron. My hands are a bunch locked tight in my skirts. My palms are slippery as sweat. Are you even listening to me? You broke eye contact. Oh, forget it. As always, it's one ear and out the other with you. I'll be going. Expect to hear about your punishment soon. My brother in Christ. If that were the punishment every time I broke eye contact, I would never be out of being punished. Punishment? Why would she punish me based on hearsay from Cerise? Even if Eve hates me, and even if the rumors were true, I put a lid on a swirl of panicked speculation beginning to swirl in my mind. Eve, clearly done with her task, turns to walk away. Goodness, he's finally leaving. I'll just take this stick. No. I'll take the hardest, knottiest branch of this tree. I'll pull her from behind and trash her hard with it. Beat her and whip her until strips of her flesh come flying off. I'll rip the skin off her if I have to. Heal her body like crimson. Oh no. Oh no. No, not this again. Niels, if you hear me, if you can hear my thoughts, I'm in deep trouble. So please don't do this to me. My breathing becomes shallow. The bad thoughts bubble out. Everything gets ever larger, ever worse, and ever more impossible to overcome. In a swell of intensifying anxious nausea, I try to ground myself. Magda, you know what to do. Push the bad thoughts back. Push them back. Notice your breathing, Magda. Look, you're hyperventilating right now. You can fix this, remember? Remember how you calm yourself down. Breathe in and out. 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 And in and out. And okay, I get it. Eva's long gone by the time my breath evens. She's already back at her sect, isn't she? My anxiety's rushing back, my head's spinning. My hands ache from being squeezed so tight for so long. My legs are shaking violently. I think back to what Eve said, that a punishment is waiting for me. My neck's truly on the chopping block now. And at any moment, Eve or Cerise could drop the blade on my neck. And that other person who told Cerise? Who exactly were they? Yesterday I was in a deep part of the woods. The fermented walking trails near here are old and haven't been cleared in a while. Nobody really picks that area as their first choice for enjoying the haven's natural beauty. Maybe everything Eve just said was pure coincidence. Cerise and Eve both hate me. They hate that I've stuck around for this long. I'm sure they've come up with some elaborate plot to try and get me taken away. Oh, I don't know anymore. If Eve's suspicions are taken seriously by the others, I don't know how I'll be punished. I don't want to be in another assembly. If that happened, I don't know what I'd do. Well, at this point, I guess everything's out of my control right now. There's nothing more I can do about this. I'll just shut my dress and head to work. Which we're late for, technically, I guess. After taking a little time outside to collect myself, I head to the art sec building and make my way to the main studio. As usual, the studio is quietly humming with activity, washing glasses clinking, drawers filled with paper and canvas being opened and shut, and the muttering of peers critiquing one another's drafts fill the air. Apparently, everyone else's day was going completely normally. I take a deep breath to situate myself again. Focus on what you can control, Magda. Just focus on the present. Right. Let's start painting. My tools are where I've always put them. My drafts are where I left them. I'll just go over to my spot and then... yeah, just another day of work. Just business as usual. I set up everything in my spot. But once again, it's just like yesterday. I can't focus on my piece at all. Eve won't leave my mind. I try to start a wash of green watercolor for the leaves of the tree. The section that needs coloring is large and simple, taking up most of the sketch I made earlier. I put brush to paper and begin slowly and evenly blocking in the paint. Oh, expect to hear about your punishment soon. My brush stops. The even light green of the paint is pressed deeper into the paper. A near black dot of color forms underneath the brush tip. Painting is ruined. I have to start again. Clearly, worrying about Eve is interfering with my own work. I need to clear my head. I need to preoccupy myself with something that doesn't leave my mind open to my own thoughts. Walking around the studio might help a little. Looking at other people's projects from afar, taking in the sights and smells of art being made, or listening into the idle chat of my art sec peers might preoccupy me. Maybe that'll be the trick to get Eve out of my head. I walk around peering in the various studios of the art sect. One team is planning a new mural for the dining hall, themed on a community's responsibility for its own members. Two other girls are building puppets for a theater adaptation of one of Cerise's popular short stories, a fairy tale with the stylistic hallmarks of slapstick humor and a simple lesson at the end. Yet another team is designing simple and elegant paths signage for the architecture sect's ongoing trail project. They're all too preoccupied to notice me and chase me back to my workspace. I welcome the momentary invisibility, but soon I grow bored watching them and start retreating into my mind once again. I need to find something else to focus on, and fast. I turn around and make my way down a corridor to look for another studio to observe. Perhaps the pottery team's working on a decorated tea set for Lady Almaris's upcoming birthday. As I walk, I briefly catch sight of a familiar Velan dress in another room. Is that? I stop in front of the doorway. She's standing in one of the illustration studios talking with a few other artists. Yes, it is. It's Maria. She's back. She's really back. Within the room, Maria gently points at a section of one girl's sketch. It looks like she's fixing the drawing's perspective issues. I'm glad to see her back to work as her usual self, but I don't think she'd be very happy if I interrupted her. Instead, I remain outside and observe, entranced. I'll just wait until she finishes up here. After some time, the girl's problem is solved. Maria turns to leave, followed by a storm of praise and thanks from the illustration team. As I watch her walk out of the room, it dawns on me that another source of guidance exists. Maria might be able to help me too. Yes, that might be what I really need to do to help ground myself. I might just ask her to listen as I get these feelings off my chest. Maria makes her way down the corridor, her back turned in my direction. She didn't notice me outside the room waiting. No offense on my part though. She's almost certainly preoccupied with checking in on the many studios under her care. All I need to do is head up to her and say hello. That'll get her attention. Maria? Oh, hello, Magda. I saw you wandering around the studio earlier today. Do you need anything right now? Though her characteristic concern for others is there in her voice, her cheer is only mild. Maybe I misread how she felt. I guess Giles still on her mind. If that's the case, perhaps I shouldn't ask her for help. She's already got enough on her plate. Maybe I'll just end this conversation. Head back to my studio and... Wait. No. If I don't ask her for help, I'll be finding my thoughts for the rest of the day. And I won't get anything done on my project. Again, just ask, Magda. Relax. You know Maria loves to help you. Maria is someone you can rely on. Can I speak to you privately? Maria looks at me with mild questioning in her eyes. She folds her arms together. Is this to do with your project or something else? Something else? But it's making it harder to do work in general. So I guess it's impacting the project too. Is it okay if we use one of the private studios? I promise I won't speak loudly. Okay. We'll go then, I'll lend you an ear. With that, I head towards the back of the corridor. Over there are a few small studios designed for individual artists with personal projects. None of the ARTSEC members have elected to work on their own this season, so they currently remain empty and unused. When I turn around, I notice Maria trading a few paces behind me. Her expression is unreadable. My stomach gives a slow, small twist. I still wonder if this is a good idea. Well, there's no going back now. I enter one of the studios and sit on a work stool. Maria stops in front of me in the center of the doorway. She stares down at the floor. Alright, let's talk. Well, what should I say to her about Eve? Eve is a sectad. Maria definitely knows her, at least as a professional peer. But what if Eve's not just a peer to Maria? What if Eve's also Maria's friend? Damn, I didn't consider that before talking to her. It's no secret I hate Eve, but talking ill about a person who could be someone Maria cares about, that might make this conversation go pear-shaped. Even if Maria's kind, even if she's forgiving, she's still ahead. She'd probably get suspicious if I told her what Eve said about me. My thoughts are getting all scrambled with anxiety again. Damn it, just say something. Anything. Look, she's already looking impatient. Spit it out already. So, someone, threatened me before I got here? Eve? Eve was threatening me. She scared me a lot. What she said to me is distracting me from work right now. I can't stop thinking about it. Eve again, huh? And what exactly did she say? She threatened me with punishment because of something I did. Something I did a few days ago. It wasn't anything serious, but I'm scared that she's planning something bad for me. And this isn't the first time that Eve's done something like this. Ever since I got out of that assembly, Eve's treated me this way. Always looking to punish me for every little slip. Using harsher and longer punishments than everybody else. Maybe even planning things like the placement of my dorm room to isolate me from everyone else. After all, she's in charge of room assignments. It's almost like she thinks I should never have been allowed to say. Like, she wants my life here to be as miserable as possible. All because I didn't leave that day. Maria, I'm terrified of what might happen next. What they're going to do to me. What should I do? All the things bothering me are finally out in the open. Maria pauses for a moment. She crosses her arms in thought. I look to see if there's any sign of anger on her face or any drop of annoyance. Maybe she does understand after all. Maybe I was wrong to judge her too soon. I feel warm and safe already. Yeah, Maria will always be there for me. I sit in the comfortable silence of her presence. For a brief moment, I imagine her wrapping her soft arms around me in a deep hug. Her hands slowly stroking my hair in soothing pats. Her whispering gentle things into my ear to calm me. Maria's eyes open. I snap out of the daydream. She's about to say something helpful, I just know it. I give her my full attention. I ready myself to listen to what she has to say. Magda... Yes? Have you just tried ignoring Eve? Or Cerise, for that matter? Huh? Just ignore Eve. That's not the answer I was expecting. What do you mean? Maria gives me a tired sigh. She crosses her arms in frustration and closes her eyes. Look, Magda, ever since you came to the art sec, you've talked about your problems with them non-stop. It's always Eve. It's always Cerise. It's always Eve and Cerise. At this point, my advice is to ignore them. Stay out of the way if you can. In my whirlwind of anxiety, I forgot. My stories were far from new to Maria. She already knew about Eve and Cerise. If you pay them no mind and just focus on your work here, then they'll leave you alone. That's not how that works. They won't find any reason to give you trouble because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. They might even come to respect you for your efforts. But Maria, I've tried to focus on my work. I want to work hard every day I come to the art sec, but I can't focus because of them. The things they say and do to me constantly throw me off. And even when I do get... Magda, you're aware I've just lost one of my closest friends, right? That I'm constantly fighting my grief to keep on top of my responsibilities? I might not seem as out of it as I did over the last few days, but my pain has magically disappeared. Right now, the last thing I want to hear is you complaining about the same two people. Even if one of them is a sect head. Even if they really are hurting you. Even if it is tough for you. Over this past year, I've told you to avoid them. Stay out of trouble, to come here to the art sect if you need something to do. I've tried to support you through your highs and lows wherever possible. But even so, you still antagonize them. So Magda, I can't break your habits for you anymore. I need to draw a line somewhere. Please don't raise this issue again. Even when I do recover, even when I do return to a positive mental space, even when I'm long past all of this, if you complain about this again, I will ignore you. Be self-sufficient for once. Oh yeah, I heard just ignoring someone who actively bullies you is usually the way how you get them to leave you alone, especially if they've already physically harmed you before. Hi, good evening. When I hear her, my entire body grows cold. No, I'm wrong. I'm just hearing things. My mind's just making this up. Yeah, I'm under a lot of stress right now. There's no way she'd actually say something that cold to me, right? And thank you for the pat. But when I look at Maria, her face matches the tone of everything coming out of her mouth. Her expression is stern. She's staring right through me. The aura of warmth and comfort she exerted is instantly destroyed. All I can do is apologize. Okay, I understand. I'm sorry. I reply with a voice barely above a whisper, a choked little sound. I try to fight back tears. Maria says nothing back. She sighs and simply walks off into the corridor off to return to work. And I'm alone again, sitting on a stool in a back-end room on the edge of breaking into sobs. At this point, all I can do is go back to my studio, back to my piece. I really should follow Maria's advice. I need to get back to work and just ignore all this. But I can't move. I don't have the energy to get up. I'm not sure whether I even want to go back to my spot. All I can do is imagine staring at Maria working hard from far away. Stare at her guiding other members, smiling at them, laughing with them, giving them kind words of advice, avoiding me, pretending I'm not there. This entire time, I've been a burden on her. I never helped her with her own problems. Only whine about mine so that she could tell me everything would be okay. Even if I did try to avoid the people hurting me already, even if I did try to work hard every day, even if her kind advice didn't change my circumstances, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't want to be around me anymore. I want to puke. I hurt someone I cared about. I hurt someone I loved. I'm disgusting. No. No, wait. 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 Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe Maria's just in a bad mental space right now. Everyone's had those before. We've all said things we've later regretted. She wouldn't really stop helping a member of a sect forever, right? Right? Well, let's not find out. Yeah. She wouldn't do that. Would she? I'm silly for thinking that she'd be back to normal over just a couple of days. Right now, Maria's grieving for Jao. Like she was yesterday. And she'd probably be like this for, well, I don't know how long. You can't rush the sadness away. But sooner or later, the pain will go away. Right? Yeah. So if I think about it that way, Maria doesn't really hate me. Right? She's just tired. She just needs some space. I understand. All I can do is respect her wishes. I'll do my best to follow her advice again. I won't talk about my problems anymore. Try to keep to myself. See, that's the problem. You should not bottle up all of your feelings all the time. Yeah, okay, so she's not in a good mood. But still, that doesn't really give her the right to tell you to just ignore them. Oh, whatever. Okay. I still don't think that works, but what the hell do I know? I'll stay out of everyone's way. I'll put my nose to the grindstone and work on my painting. Redo that draft I screwed up. Keep out of trouble's way. Keep on trying to find the silver linings in all of this. Then if I work hard enough at being good, maybe Maria will notice. Maybe she'll come back. Maybe she'll talk to me again. Promise me again. Make things go back to normal. Yeah, normal. Normal. Couldn't get any more work done. My brush and pencils lay untouched. I just stared at Maria and the room, then at my easel. It's now evening. I'll probably go and eat now. I get up and leave for the dining hall. Today the hall's pretty crowded. The dinner line's starting to wind outside the building. I guess it's about 6 p.m. That's typically when a dinner crowd peaks. Being surrounded by lots of people is painful. The noise of amiable conversation and cluttering cutlery gives me a headache. Got no right to complain though. Everyone else is enjoying themselves. Just get my dinner, sit down and suck it up. Tonight, fish is on the menu. I take a lightly seasoned cod fillet accompanied by a side of seasoned green beans. Dessert's rice pudding with jam. I hate the taste, so ignore it entirely. All in all, tonight's food is done at Haven Fare. A savory and healthy meal. Nothing worth complaining about. Within half an hour, I clean my plate. I don't leave a single crumb behind. I didn't even notice it, but I was really hungry tonight. Usually, I'd always have leftovers to toss out, which got me looks from the girls on catering duty. At least I didn't have to deal with that on top of everything else today. Thanks, stress. Take my tray up to the washing rack to be collected by other Haven members assigned to kitchen rotation this week. Whoever's washing my dishes tonight, at least you're gonna have an easier job than usual. With no reason to expect that I could restart my piece in my present state, I see no point in returning to the art sect. Instead, I head home to the dorms. By the time I reach my dorm building, the sun's setting. The little lights leading along the dorm path glow gently in the dark. The building's decorative candles nestled in the window frames look warm and inviting. I make my way inside my dorm. In the common room, I see the same two girls from a couple of nights ago. They're nestled on a different couch, knee-deep in another bout of gossip. When the door closes behind me, the chatter stops. Their heads turn. Their eyes lock onto me. Both of them are staring. As I move past them, the conversation picks back up, a frantic exchange of whispers, interspersed with glances that follow me around the room. Whatever. I know they're talking about me. I don't want to know what they're saying. I slowly move my way towards my room at the end of the hall. Even walking is tiring at this point. At long last, I reach my door, room 108. By some force, I push it open. Inside my room, my legs give way. I fall chest first onto my bed. My body sinks into the sheets. All of my muscles ache. My mind is totally and utterly burned out. My eyes sting. Today was exhausting. First Eve, shudder, and then Maria. No, I said what I said. I have no right to be upset with her. Maria is still grieving over Jaya. She had every right to act that way towards me. Every right to not want to deal with me anymore. Who am I kidding? It still hurts. Badly. I can tolerate Eve's bullshit. At this point, I expect it. She hated me from the start. But Maria too? I'm being selfish again. I don't have the right to feel angry at her. To expect the response I wanted from her. Threw my pain on her without noticing her own suffering. And yet, even still, I'm upset because of her. For not understanding me when I needed her to. For not doing more to help me. For telling me that my problems would go away if I simply pretended they didn't exist. Even though she had no rational way of knowing the extent of my situation, and even though her advice was sincere. God, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I spring up from my bed. I can't take this anymore. I need to get all of these feelings out of my head. These disgusting, ugly, violent feelings. I need them out. I need them out. I need them out. Frantically, I scramble to the bookshelf. I need that book. I need that book now. I run my fingers along the spine, searching for the right color, the right pattern, the right texture. My hand scrambles frantically into every niche, every nook and cranny, grasping, looking. I grab hold. I pull out my diary. Yeah. I'll just put those feelings in here. Just like I always do. Once the bad thoughts are gone on paper, once they can be shut between covers and kept away, I'll be normal. Normal again. Yeah, normal. Normal! I want to be normal. Normal like everyone else here somehow is. I frantically rattle my hand along the top of the bookcase until I feel a cool press of glass. My fingers encircle the jar, tilting it downwards. I riffle through for the feel of a smooth plastic lid. I take my pen, crouch down, eyes focused on the blank pages. I write, and draw, and scribble, and tear. And write and draw and scribble, and tear. And write and draw and scribble, and tear. And write and draw and scribble, and tear. Okay. Oh, wow! Over and over and over and over again I do it. So this I'll purge these feelings. Purging these feelings will make me good. I'll be good. I'll be pure. Mind and heart both. Like everyone else here. I'll be good. Be good. Grace walks in. Crap. I have to hide this. She can't see what I just wrote. What I've been doing. She'll... Now hold on. Grace has seen my diary before? Yeah. And she didn't mind what she saw, did she? So, I can trust her. Yeah. I can trust her. I snap the diary shut. Grace, you're back. Grace doesn't look at me or reply. Her eyes are unfocused. Her outfit's in disarray. She looks awful. Like she could collapse on the floor at any moment. The architectural site really is working her to the bone. There's no good in disturbing someone who isn't all there right now. Better let her rest. It seems like she won't be cleaning up with me. I'll just get ready for bed myself. Looks like you've had a long day. I won't bother you with small talk then. I'm gonna wash up soon. Just letting you know in advance. Grace still says nothing. Strange. I'm gonna push the issue further. I make my way out of the room with my toiletries and pajamas and towel. After washing, I climb into my bunk below. Grace is moved, but her oddly vacant demeanor hasn't budged one bit. She's sitting on the top bed bunk, gazing absently at the ceiling. Hey, Grace? Are you alright? There's a long pause. Then Grace finally speaks. I just have a lot on my mind right now. Is the architectural sect bothering you again? Did they keep you up with work more than they should have? I guess you could say that. Oh, okay. An uncomfortably long silence follows. Grace's closed-off demeanor makes me a little nervous. Well, once you get the work, I hope you're still looking forward to it. You know, the whole tuck shop thing? And that uncomfortable silence. I guess she's too tired to even think right now. Well, I won't keep you up. I've also had a long day, so I'm heading to bed. Good night, Grace. Thanks. Thanks for always being here. I can't hear whether Grace replies, but either way I know. Whatever happens tomorrow or the day after that, I still have Grace. I'm not so sure about that one, actually. Yeah, Grace. My best and only friend. The one person I trust above all else. She's already sold you out, though. She's finally asleep. Oh, Lady Amaris, what am I supposed to think about Magda now? First I see her sneaking outside, then last night Cerise warned me about her, and then this evening Eve told me that she found some footage, and then after all that, Magda's diary. She got to put it away. She's usually so careful with it. When I walked in, Magda scared me. She was hunched over in a small corner of the room, scrolling on the diary's pages like she was possessed. I'd never seen that side of Magda before. Gosh, even thinking about that still makes my heart hammer away like mad. But that diary. Magda was always the one turning the pages. She never let me read for myself. She skipped over certain sections. I got the feeling that she was choosing what I got to see. What's really inside that book? She's so secretive about her problems, always hiding herself from everyone, from me. Why would she not trust her best friend? A year ago, I defended Magda in an assembly. It's a miracle I encouraged everyone to spare her. I thought that with their help, I could help her become a better person. But right now, she's traveling a dangerous path again. Curiosity really has been leading her down dark roads. Cerise said so last night. Eve suggested much of the same. So I'm the only one who can help her, who can save her. So I have to take this matter into my own hands. Quietly, I crawl down the ladder of the bunk bed. When my feet touch the ground, I carefully position myself. I try not to set foot on any of the creaky floorboards. Magda is not a heavy sleeper. I can't afford to wake her. Hello, good evening. How are you? Once I'm certain that I'm safe, I carefully make my way to Magda's diary. Left on the floor, shoved to the side. I reach down and grab it. Oh boy. There it is. A little book filled with lots of secrets. There's no going back once I open this. I learn everything about Magda. Truth. It's really going on inside her head. Carefully, I open it to a random page. What I see horrifies me. Magda wants to Eve. Methods of scrawls and scribbles of contorted expressions, frightening instruments, violent prose. Blood and trails everywhere. Bleeding, drowning, hanging. I'm assuming half of these words. I do adore the art style of this game a lot. I can think about these words and images for long. I need to quickly block them from my mind. I'll go insane if I think about them for long enough. I turn to another series of entries. They're all about Maria. Drawings of Maria, writing about Maria, thoughts of Maria. Maria. Magda kissing Maria. Magda holding Maria. Magda fucking Maria. Intense and graphic fantasies about her body, her warmth, her kindness. How dare she fantasize about Maria? Desiring a sect head? Out of the question. That is entirely thoroughly. Oh no. Lady Amaris, what should I do? The girl I defended, my friend, my best friend, I willingly protected a girl like this. A girl who was, all this time, completely insane. What now? Oh, you already sold her out. To an extent, what's a little more, right? What's a little more? I have to tell someone about this. Yes, I need to tell someone. This is an emergency. If I don't do anything, I'll put everyone at risk. One thing might get a voice and her insanity might spread. The art sect. Our dorm, maybe even to me. She ruined the haven for good. Community we've worked so hard to protect. I have to stop this. I have to take responsibility for what I did. For wrongly putting my faith in her. I need to put an end to the mess I started. I'll take Magda's diary. I'll find Cerise. I'll get her to tell Eve. And then, I'll ask Lady Amaris to hold an emergency assembly tomorrow morning. Oh boy. Wait, tomorrow morning? Ooh. Oh, that's okay. Soon. It's another dream. Again, I'm frozen, unable to do anything. Again, the dream's about Niels. They're standing in the middle of a clearing. No one else is there. Their eyes are filled with anticipation, searching for something in their surroundings. Again and again they look around. Once, twice, 3 times. The tension in their face relaxes. They have out a sigh of relief. They run. They run to a place where the clouds loom over the world like an ancient canopy. A place where the sky is always black, aglow only with little pinpricks of starlight. A place where the clouds underneath their feet are outmatched by the majesty of the heavens above. Heavens they alone know. All that waits here is a gate. A twisted, rusting iron gate. A gate that would groan loudly with the slightest provocation. A gate that would alert everything and everyone if it was even looked at wrong. Niels walks up to it. Gingerly they raise their hand to its bars. The gate is opened. By some miracle, no sound is made. Niels smirks. Everything seems to be going according to plan. I knew this would work. No one here would bother to guard this old thing after all. Why should I expect anything from the others at this point? All they do is lie around without a care. Laughing at human misery, egging on stupid wars, forgetting why we even exist in the first place. Well, so far this game is about a secluded, I'm going to call it, sect, where all of the girls live according to very extensive rules about how you should be acting. You are not allowed to leave or anything, and the game started off with someone being thrown out. They don't actually know what happens to people after that. Also, some very rigorous punishments for if you accidentally or on purpose don't adhere to any of the rules. And our main character, one of those places, yeah. Our main character has recently strayed from the path and found some kind of divine being chained up in some weird room, and her roommate, the one we just had the point of view from, has followed her, and now two other members of the whole group. Okay, hold on. I need to tell you one more thing. She was almost thrown out a year ago for something we don't actually know. It's only alluded to that there was already something she was punished for, but her roommate at that point defended her. And now it's been a year since then. And everyone is already thinking, you know, since she almost got thrown out that one time, no one wants anything to do with her either. And her roommate was the only one who defended her, but now the roommate is also like, oh my god, no, she's insane. She has violent thoughts and thoughts about kissing other members of the sect, so no, one specific member of the sect, so oh no. It's a very I would say religious trauma kind of game. The whole sect thingy and being in this isolated community, and you need to adhere to this horrendous set of rules, that kind of thing. Question is just, what does this divine being have to do with any of it? They push the gate further. It remains eerily silent. The hand stops. At least the gate's opening is large enough for them to slip through. Like a cold, yeah, exactly. Very much so. Right, this is it then. Time to go. Niels steps forward. They take a deep breath. For a moment, their eyebrows furrow. Their head turns to the side on the edge of looking back. They pause like they're struggling with the thought. like they might never see this place again. They wrenched their gaze forward. Once more they faced the gate. They clenched their fists. They dig their heels deep into the cirrus beneath. They steady themselves as they gaze down at what lies beyond the gate, below the lip of the clouds that they stand on. Once they jump off this cliff, their life will change. They will be branded a traitor no matter the outcome. They will be shut out of the higher realm forever. This is the point of no return. And yet they walk forward. They walk until their toes curl over the edge of their home. They grit their teeth, breathe inwards, mutter to themselves barely audible. Go, do it. With the final push, they leap and let their body fall into the unknown. The dream seems to have ended, yet I can't wake up. I can't leave, return to myself. The story must not be over. A dot of light appears. At first it's faint and small, a little star in the emptiness of night. But it grows larger and larger, brighter and brighter.
Oh, that's very bright.
Soon I'm bathed in blinding white light. I have to squeeze my eyes shut. All is silent. And then I hear the wind. My body shakes. Air lashes around me, shifting me to and fro. The world around me goes cold. Something's changed. My eyes open. I gasp, and my heart jumps into my throat. Ooh! I'm far, far up in the sky. Clouds are rushing past me. I'm falling closer and closer to Earth. I know I'm not actually here, but none of these sensations are real. But even so, the feelings are overwhelming. This dream is no projection. I notice a shadow hanging over me. I look up. Hi. Oh. Niels is soaring gracefully over the vast golden expanse of the sky. Large wings stretched out from the back, helping him glide through the air. I never knew Niels had wings like those. They're utterly beautiful, untouched, perhaps even divine. They remind me of a bird I once read about long ago. A tall, elegant bird with pure white feathers. One that no longer existed in the world I lived in. An egret. Niels' wings reminded me of an egret. The serene flight focuses my mind. I take in the world quickly shrinking in its expanse as I fall. A dangerous end awaits. I grow panicked, scared I'm going to die. But I'm in a dream. None of this is real. None of this is actually happening. I'm perfectly safe. Just asleep. If that's the case, I should be able to slow things down. You can make pointless references, so you exist. You know what? That is perfectly fine. Existing is a good place to start. How are you? Good evening. Shouldn't I? So, I'll imagine myself as light as a single feather from Niels' back. My descent slows. My body gently rocks back and forth. My stomach calms down. I'm at peace. The sun begins to set in the west, setting the sky aflame in streaks of gold and pink. Niels is smiling to himself. I'm not surprised. This is the first sunset that's seen from the view of the world below. I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe they're happy. Maybe they see this beauty as an omen of things to come. Together the two of us drink in the beauty of the sky. Together we descend to Earth. Just one of them days. Aw, man. I know that feeling though. It's only Wednesday. Like, you know that one? That one meme about the whole, man, what a weekend. It's like, Captain, it's Monday? Or whatever. But I'm feeling this today with it's only Wednesday. Please, I need it to be Friday. Specifically Friday around this time of day, actually. That would be nice. But we're out here. So. Words and people. Fair. No, I want the weekend. So done with the week already. I was done with the week on Monday already, so it's taking a long time. We make a safe landing on a small island dense with woodland. I lean on a nearby tree. Niels folds the wings behind the back and starts investigating their surroundings. They bring a hand to the chin, deep in thought. Right, I think I can stop my work here. If I recall correctly, there aren't many humans on this island. Good thing, too. It'll be easier for me to test out my methods on a smaller population. If I walk around for long enough, I should run into one of them eventually. Maybe even a couple if I'm lucky. Niels stretches, straightens their back, and takes a deep breath. They begin to make their way into the forest, pushing their way through thickets of knotted leaves and branches. Curious, I follow them from behind. A small twinge of discomfort pricks my consciousness. The way they talked earlier, it somehow bothers me. It almost came across as detached, perhaps even unable to understand the people they're trying to help. I didn't expect Niels to think like a human being, but the words, the view of the work, the expression, they were all cold and clinical, clipped and terse like a research study paper. Yeah, this is a visual novel, yeah. So, many words, a little else. This specifically actually is a kinetic visual novel, so there's no choices to be had, but just a story to experience. Yes, visual novel, yes. Niels wanders further through the forest. Time passes. The frustration grows. The breath furrows more and more. As we walk, I look around. I find myself recognizing the trees growing here. Some berries I know unripened in the bushes. Some notes of delicate birdsong in the air, ones I'm certain I've heard before. But Niels keeps on changing direction and turning this way and that. I can't figure out why this place looks so familiar. They're muttering to themselves constantly. I cannot find anything. Where are the humans? Some observations from above were accurate. If I don't find a human soon, it'll all be over. I'll have already been banished. And then, for what? Oops, this will be a huge waste of my The agonizing is cut short. Technically, it's a point-and-click adventure. Technically, only in the sense that you do click to advance a text, but since there's not actually anything we're interacting with, there's not really a pointing going on. The agonizing is cut short. They stop. Their eyes focus. A smile curls on their lips. I move into a small space beside them. Their gaze is locked into something in the distance. I look in the deep of the forest in the direction in which their head is turned. To see what suddenly drew their attention. Huh? They're 2 members of the Haven. A small foraging group with tools and baskets at the ready. They're digging up some mushrooms from the forest floor. But I don't know their faces. I don't recognize them at all. So, they must be old members. In fact, they probably are. Parts of the uniform are different, vintage. Styles that haven't been used in decades. It all makes sense now. No wonder this place felt familiar. I've lived here my whole life. And thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoy your stay. Yeah. I'm sorry, you don't actually. You get bragging rights for being the first to claim this on the stream, but not much else. Niels begins to move forward. They approach the 2 girls slowly and gracefully like they were approaching timid rabbits. It's obvious they don't want to come across as a threat. Greetings, my name is Niels. Niels bows slowly and deeply. The foragers flinch. They turn around and freeze. Both stare back, wide-eyed. A tense silence follows. One of the 2 girls lets out a ghastly shriek. As quickly as they can, the 2 of them drop their foraging rewards and grab their equipment. In a few minutes, all that remains are their footprints, smeared across the forest floor in a mad dash to escape. Niels stands still, completely puzzled. Are humans normally timid? I wasn't expecting that sort of response. I, on the other hand, saw it coming a mile away. Niels chose to descend on the Haven, a settlement cut off from any and every form of danger. Anything new was a potential threat to our community. Why wouldn't we be afraid of Niels? Even I was shocked when I first saw them. Deep in thought, Niels sits down. They rest a hat on their hand, contemplative, yet aware that they had their work cut out for them. All is silent. Suddenly I hear rustling from behind. I turn around. Oh! I was about to say, I was about to say, it would be so funny if the current, like, head mistress, whatever, is one of the ones to have met Niels before, but of course she is. Of course she would be. Another group of Haven girls approaches. Slowly they inch their way closer and closer towards Niels. Niels doesn't notice their presence. Sweat beads on my brow. In their palms are long thin tubes. Long outdated models, but still a familiar sight. The blowed-out pipes, weapons we used to stun and immobilize intruders and traitors. The forager team, they must have warned the community about Niels. Niels, you need to go. If you don't, then the Haven will attack you. Run, get out of here. Leave. Now. One of the members, the leader of the group, raises her hand. 3 fingers pointed upwards in total silence. Her sharp gaze and high cheekbones are striking. I immediately recognize her. That girl is Lady Amaris. At her signal, the other members of the group bring their thin tubes to their lips. Quietly, Lady Amaris begins to count down. 3. I run to Niels. 2. I try to grab them by the shoulders. 1. My hands pass through them. I remember. I can't do anything for Niels. These events had already happened. Lady Amaris' hand drops down. Niels is pincushioned by a cascade of rainbow darts. They gasp in pain. As the poison begins to seep into their body, they try to stand up. Once Maria told me that a dose from 1 dart could make a normal human unconscious after they took 7 steps. That the toxin we used, distilled from the juice of island berries, was meant to take out a person quickly and effectively. It cut any opportunity for harm mercifully short. 30 more darts pierce Niels along the length of the spine. 30?
That's a little excessive.
Niels finally stands and falls. They try to turn around, to see who had just attacked them, but inevitably the toxin overwhelms them. Fall. With a soft thud, Niels crumples to the ground unconscious. My surroundings blur. They drip and streak across my view, paint blending with paint, all melting into a whirl of unintelligible color. And the world goes dark again. I mean, to be fair, I don't know how... Okay, I guess it's a pretty strong kind of poison if it even works on angels. The rest of Niels' memories are fragmented, little shards of thought glinting in and out of the void, fading in and out of consciousness. In these shards, I'm no longer myself. I'm not human anymore. I'm Niels. I lay on a metal table, paralyzed. In hazard wear and a mask is nearly unrecognizable, but Lady Amaris herself gazes over my body. She probes my flesh with instruments, gives endless commands to the shapeless helpers that stand around her. This is necessary for our future. We need you. Only you can save us from the world. I lay half-conscious, weakly struggling. The police are accompanied by a sharp, stinging pain. I look down to my right. My upper arm has been sliced open. A sacred hand lifts a surgical knife. Lady Amaris puts down the tool and brings some pins and a pair of tongs into view. My eyes widen. With those tools, she tacks the skin back. A violent shock runs down my spine. I lurch forward. Forceps reach inwards and start to pull on muscle. Ew! It's too much. I pass out. Eee! I wake up. A dull ache throbs through my body. My chest cavity is held open by an instrument that I've never seen before. Lady Amaris is there again, holding a coil of my intestines. She points to a strange little organ that neither she nor I recognize. With a hum, she takes a surgical knife and cuts a slice. The sting of a blade makes my nerves scream. I bite my tongue so hard it splits. Blood trickles down my chin. Mechanically, Lady Amaris puts the slice in a tube filled with liquid. It's too much. I pass out. Ew! I wake up. A searing pain burns through my spine. My body feels strangely light. I turn my head to the side. My wings. Gone. All that's left on my back are 2 stumps, caked with warm blood. The ligaments, the bone, feathers, all are neatly arranged on an empty table next to me, removed from my body. Lady Amaris is inspecting a clump of feathers. She's muttering to herself. Saddened that tearing apart the pretty limbs was necessary for her work. Excited by the possibilities my wingless self presented. I want to puke. It's too much. I pass out. Oh, fuck this. Jesus. I wake up and pass out again and again and again. And my hands and feet are detached and reattached. My chest is open and shut. Now and then, portals are installed in my abdomen. Needles are inserted, drawing out fluids. Peaks of my shoulder blades and my spine now house a new set of monstrous wire wings. Bind me, suspend me, attach me to a mysterious machine. I'm not sure what my body's being used for, but in half lucid, listening through checkups, maintenance, and regular procedures, snatches of conversation make their way to me. Once, as yet another needle snaked its way into a porthole to collect an organ sample, the young girls that carried out the task talked about their recent findings. Apparently, they fed my fluid to some creatures. Said creatures seemed to resist any and all illness they were exposed to. They'd never seen anything like it before. What's more, my fluid had no taste, no odor, absolutely no side effects. A single drop was all that was required for it to work miracles. A little later, they talked about a grand meal they were planning. A celebratory dinner between Lady Amaris and all of the sect heads. Food will be rare, delicious, and special. It will be luscious. It will be anointed with the miracle substance in the needles. Substance from my body. It'll be the first human trial of a medicine that could protect the community. Forever. Other girls who refit and replace the wiring don't talk nearly as much as the fluid drawing team. But observing them gives me a sense of the purpose my wires serve. Each time a wire is unplugged for replacement, I feel slightly less tired. I can flex my arms slightly instead of merely twitching a few fingers. My feet can kick weakly versus aimlessly twirling in their sockets. Raising my head is no longer a titanic effort. The burst of energy always stops when a new wire is inserted. I go weak once more. And I notice that the strip of light illuminating the room changes too. The more unplugged I am, the dimmer the lights get. Perhaps my body is serving other purposes. Occasionally, Lady Amaris walks in to see me. She's always silent, always contemplative. As she stares at me, I look down to avoid her gaze. Her eyes are always locked into my body, dissecting it visually, looking for what she can harvest next. What sacred flesh she could put to her use. She hungers to consume me. She's sick, depraved, monstrous. The type of human who'd pull anyone and anything apart if it intrigued her. The type of human to always use others for her gain, whether they knew it or not. The type of human who drove others to madness, to depravity. Though she looks for new parts to eat, new organs to harvest, new parts to maim, she can't have all of me. My mind is still free. She can't take it. But the longer I'm down here, the more my mind changes. Once I get out of here, I hope her people know what kind of things she did. What kind of things she uses. The punishment they'll give her for violating life. The liberation they give me. Once I get out of here, I'll leave forever. These humans don't deserve the help of a higher power. Oh, baby, they told you that. They told you that before, though. Once I get out of here, I'll do the humans here a favor and kill them all. They've lost what made them human to start with. They're just mindless, greedy vermin. If I ever get out of here, if I ever leave free to go, if I ever see another human, I'll tear them apart. Limb to joint, to fat to heart, to eyes to hair, to bone to nerve, to tongue to muscle, to cell. To limb to joint, to fat to heart, to eyes to heart, hair to bone to nerve, to tongue to muscle, to cell, to limb to joint. Okay, we're just okay. Everyone was right. Humanity is doomed. I should have never left. I should have never come here. I should have never tried. Such an idiot. And now I'm going to die here. Alone. It's morning. I rub my eyes gently. I push myself up off my mattress and swing my legs over to the side of my bed. I ready myself to stand up. But instead of getting up and getting ready, I sit there. My feet dangle passively above the floor. Why did Niels make me see that dream? Relive their past? They're still so strange to me. Yet if what I saw was true, did Lady Amaris really do all that? Our food? Our health? Our power? Was it all from using Niels? Does Lady Amaris only use others? What kind of people does Lady Amaris not like? Who does she punish? Who's insane? Who gets taken away? Why did I almost get... No, don't be stupid, Magda. The assemblies don't control us. Lady Amaris has seen insanity. She doesn't want to use us. She wants to save us. She wants what's best for us. For me. For everyone here. so that we don't go insane like the people outside, so that we stay safe and peaceful, so that we protect each other. I can trust her to know insanity, can't I? Yes, I can trust Lady Amaris. I can trust the Haven. Once I nearly went insane. I nearly was taken for good. But everyone here forgave me. They gave me a second chance. After used that opportunity to prove I'm better. To prove that I'm worthy of living in Lady Amaris' haven. To prove that insanity can be overcome. So, even if Niels' pain is real, even if Lady Amaris and the others shunned me, even if feeling their body be torn apart over and over again makes my skin crawl and my stomach twist into knots, I have to be good. I have to ignore them. Lady Amaris wanted the best for us all. She bloodied her hands so that we, her world, would never have to. I made a promise to Niels. I know I made one. This vivid dream, those violent thoughts, they tried to reach me several times. But I'm making a decision here and now. I can't visit them again. I have to be good. I've caused everyone enough trouble, and I'm going to be punished for it, although I still don't know how. I take a deep breath and stand up. Yeah, I will be good from now on. All of this was too much. I let myself slip. I can't be tempted into insanity again.
Well, I think it's already too late for that.
As I move about my dorm collecting my things to get ready, I notice that Grace has left her bed. She probably went out early to work on a project. I hope she gets it done soon. Or maybe I overslept. Yesterday was exhausting. Just to double check the time, I look at my alarm clock. 6:30 a.m. Thank goodness. It doesn't really bother me that Grace has left yet again, but I sure hope she's taking care of herself with all her work nowadays. At any rate, I'll be seeing her tonight. As usual, I brush my teeth in a nearby bathroom and get dressed for the day. I smooth out my dress and tie my hair ribbons tight. Today I'm going to reinvent myself. Start from square one. For that, I absolutely need to look my best. But I soon find my mind wandering to the next event of the day. I wonder what it'll be for breakfast. I go through a mental list of the most delicious things the Haven kitchens have to offer. Maybe it'll be corn muffins with butter, or warm croissants with a side helping of scrambled eggs. See, in my personal opinion, I don't see how croissants go with scrambled eggs. Like, croissants for me are something you need something sweet to eat with them, like jam or some kind of chocolate cream, that kind of thing. So I do not. No. Aside from the fact I don't like eggs, but like, if I'm lucky, pancake. Huh? Was that the assembly bell? No way. No way, I must be hearing things. It's been too soon since the last assembly. It hasn't even been a week, so there's no way. Yes way. The bell rings again. My body freezes. Something bad must have happened. Something so bad that Lady Amaris and the Sackheads had to intervene. A violent shudder runs through my body. Oh no. No. Please don't tell me that this is what Eve was. I take a deep breath to recenter myself. It's not. It can't be. Even though Lady Amaris and the other Hats respect Eve, I don't think they take her word alone for granted. Besides, I don't think she has any evidence. Right? Yeah. I should be safe. This assembly is probably about someone else. I straighten my back and make my way out of the dorm. Anxious thoughts swirl my brain. I push forward, muttering to myself as I go. This isn't about me. This isn't about me. This isn't about me. Yeah. Outside, I see some other members walk towards the assembly hall. They seem just as confused as I do, and they realize I'm not alone. That relieves me, if only a little. This isn't about me. Well, whatever happens within this assembly, this isn't about me. I have the Haven to fall back on. I'm still fed and clothed and seen as an essential member of the community. Even if most people don't like me, this isn't about me. Keep telling yourself that. Yeah, that's why I love this place. This isn't about me. In a world filled with insanity, this isn't about me. The Haven is a sanctuary. This isn't about me. Oh my god. I'm fortunate to have been born and raised here. This isn't about me. This is a privilege few have. This isn't about me. I'm happy that I live here. This isn't about me. When I finally entered the assembly hall, I settled down into a pew, one close to the entrance and far from the stage. I look around. The hall is crowded as always. It's almost exactly like it was a few days ago. The noise of the crowd is a lot louder than normal. I shake my head gently to release the tension in my face. Yeah, the noise makes sense. Everyone's confused. That's why they're all talking so much. There's a loud cough on the microphone. Squeals ringing throughout the hall, and the room goes completely silent. Everyone, your attention, please. Oh, what kind of voice did I give you? I gave you, your attention, please. No, I don't remember. I understand that this assembly is unusually timed, that you may be confused or nervous. However, I appreciate your attention for the time being. Thank you. Now, I suppose you're all wondering why you've been called here at such short notice. As you know, assemblies are not held very often. It is rare to see one fall in such a short span of time, especially within the span of a week. Unfortunately, this is a sudden and desperate matter. And so here we are, holding a second assembly. This assembly was called because of a major breach of trust in our community. The trust that we try so hard to cultivate and hold as a value. I would like to deal with this issue promptly and publicly. If I do not do this, the issue will almost certainly worsen. People will be harmed. It could even pose a threat to the haven itself. I shifted my seat. So it's that bad? I see. Sweat begins to form on my palms. This isn't about me, so... Palms. Why am I getting nervous? This isn't about me. There are hundreds of people here in this hall. All of them could be hiding secrets that could harm the haven. It could be any one of them. This isn't about me. Besides, this will be over soon. In half an hour I'll go and have breakfast. Then I'll work on my piece in the art sec like always. Maybe Maria will be there. Maybe she'll be nice again. It'll be like this assembly never happened. Just like every other time. This isn't about me. It's not about me. Yeah, it's not about me. There's another cough on the microphone. Before this assembly begins, I must make something apparent to you all. I will not be handling this assembly today. No. The people who brought the issue to me will be the ones in charge. I believe that our community should hold itself to the standards we have long set for ourselves. It is only fair that we demonstrate that we can make good examples and hold the people we care about, the people we want the best for, fully and truly accountable. And so I wish to summon them to the stage. Their service to the Haven's values will be rewarded. Learn well from them. With that, Lady Amaris raises a hand in a gesture of invitation. She beckons to a particular slice of the audience before her. I hear the sound of footsteps on wood as 3 people make their way onto the stage. When I see them, my heart plummets into my stomach. There's Cerise twirling her blonde hair condescendingly, face scrunched up in disgust, eyes darting about for a target. There's Eve flicking through a dossier of files filled with tabs and notes, adjusting her glasses as she checks her sources. And right beside her is... No, this can't be right. I'm just seeing things. There's no way she's on stage right now. I rub my eyes, and again. This isn't about me. It shouldn't be. It can't be. But the scene before me doesn't change, no matter how many times I try to rub my eyes. The same girl stands right beside Eve, looking small and deeply ashamed. She looks down at her shoes. Her expression is immensely, terribly sad. It's Grace. Dun dun. I can't lie to myself anymore. There's no other explanation for this. This is about me. There's no way it could have been about anyone else. Yeah, right? Why is... Oh, no. Hold on. Why are you dead? I would appreciate it if you weren't dead. Alright, there we go. Maybe? Hopefully? Hello? Yeah, alright. That was weird. I don't know how Cerise, Eve, and Grace found out. What exactly they know about what I did. I'm only certain about one thing alone. I'm the center of this assembly, and this time, Grace won't be there to save me. Dear Haven, I must stress that I and all others on the stage take no pleasure in punishing our fellow members, regardless of who they are or the nature of their actions. Punishment must always be viewed as a necessity to maintain our safety, not as a means to threaten or harm one another. Without strict consequences for dangerous actions, the Haven would have fallen to the same vices of the outside world long ago. This is why the assemblies exist. With that in mind, allow me to explain what we know happened. 3 days ago, the member responsible for this breach of trust began her activities, immediately after the previous assembly held this week. The timing alone is highly suspicious. Perhaps the assembly roused her dissatisfaction with the rules we hold here, prompted her to lash out, so to speak. In her irrational desire to strike back at her own community, our perpetrator traveled outside, beyond the permitted boundary. If she had only stepped out briefly, this assembly would have never been held, but she kept on walking. Her journey was so long that it was unlikely to be accidental. No, everyone, it was an intentional breach of the Haven's boundaries. To further add insult to the injury, our perpetrator trespassed into a forbidden zone, one that only the Sack Bleeds and Lady Amaris could enter. There, our perpetrator committed an act so taboo that it would have put the entire Haven in danger. That is, if we hadn't intervened. And yet the most terrifying act our perpetrator committed was returning a day later, traveling outside, trespassing forbidden zones, committing taboos once again. If she had done it once, we could have forgiven her of the severe punishment, but our perpetrator's repeated actions have made something abundantly clear. She does not truly love our community. Within her heart, she holds hatred for the Haven. Hatred? Hatred? For the Haven? No. What? I don't hate the Haven at all. Why the hell would she think that? Without thinking, I stand up. Everyone else stares at me from their pews. No, Eve, I'd never hate the Haven like that. Never. Just tense and teeth gritted, I squeezed past the other people seated in my pew, keeping my eyes on the stage. I matched my way up to the aisle right up in front of Eve. From the audience, the entire Haven stares back at me in dead silence. The soundless air is punctuated by a few whispers. I don't care. I don't care what they have to say about me. Most of them never liked me to begin with, but even so, my thoughts are my own. I'm tired of Eve assuming things about me. Even if I'm the culprit, why should I sit and let myself take this crap? Eve, I've always loved living here. I was born and raised in a Haven. This is and will always be my home. I love being here. I love making things. I love taking in the endless beauty of our forests. I love the community here, even if most of you don't feel the same way about me. Regardless of whether you like me or not, I wouldn't trade this place for anything. So don't you dare say that about me again. Ever. Eve stares at me. Her eyes are wide. She clearly hadn't expected me to shout at her. But then Eve relaxes into a small smile. Her gaze now narrowed in incisive, determined focus. Like everything she wanted had fallen into place. And that's when I know I'm done for. I see. First of all, thank you, Magda. I thought I'd have to drag you onto the stage like my previous culprits. But you did the work for me. Thank you. Everyone, Magda did something in service of the Haven for once. Let's give her a hand, shall we? The whole audience burst into raucous, sarcastic applause. I sense a bloodbath incoming. I try to ignore it. Alright, that's enough. Eve raised her hand to quieten everyone, looking onward. Forgive my sudden excitement. Now, Magda, you spoke passionately. To some of the more weak-minded members of our audience, you might have even convinced them that you were a good person. But you know what I think? Every word out of your mouth is a poisonous lie. If you truly felt fortunate to be a member of the Haven, you should have known that the boundaries outside are for our safety. You knew you were trespassing them, so tell me, why did you enter the Forbidden Zone twice? No need to answer me. I already know. You knew what you were doing, Magda. You just didn't care about your community. Ugh, damn it. I knew she'd put pins into my outfit as soon as she heard it. I guess I should have expected that. You know, Magda, your little adventures aren't the only reason you're here today. I'm sure everyone's curious about the other thing you did to hurt your own community. Something someone who felt fortunate to be here would never dream of doing. So, if you really love the Haven, Magda, why would you pick up the pen again? Let alone write things that could have hurt us all. The audience begins to whisper frantically. What? What's she talking about? I've never made any work like that. I suppose now is a good time to pass the baton to our second investigator. Cerise, if you'd like to come out with the other piece of evidence. Eve gestures to Cerise, who stands further back on the stage. Cerise nods and steps forward. There's something in her hands. I can't see what. As she makes her way towards me, she flashes a wicked smirk. My stomach drops. Within the next few minutes, I know I will be humiliated in front of the entire haven. At this point, the audience's whispers have turned into loud conversation once more. They hum with excitement, fear, and anger. Alright, everyone. I know you're all excited about what's coming next. Believe me, I feel the same way. But please, all eyes on me. The audience quiets down and hundreds of gazes focus on Cerise. Good, good. Now that I have your attention, want to see what the liability got up to in private while we weren't looking? Huh? The audience gives a loud I don't know that word! Roar of enthusiasm. A few whoops and cheers pierce the air. Allow me to show you the ultimate proof that this girl's a threat. In one swift gesture, Cerise whips out something from behind her back. With a look of triumph, she dangles it above the crowd for all to see. There's something. Something is. It's. Yes! How the hell did they all get their hands on my diary? That's personal. They can. I don't like looking through other people's stuff at the best of times, but man, oh man, this was a special exception. Take a good look, everyone. See for yourself how fucking disgusting she is. With that, Cerise flings my diary into the crowd. The audience goes into an uproar. A girl catches the book mid-flight and yanks it down to earth. The other girls swarm around her like horseflies to flash and watch as she begins to turn the pages. They want to see what's inside. They want to know the sinful things I've written and drawn. They want to gawk at my innermost thoughts and parade them around the island. How ironic that these dangerous things were now okay to look at. But in the name of justice for the haven, I guess anything went. Even if seeing, reading, or learning about the things I wrote normally warranted harsh punishment, I have to pry it out of their hands. I have to run up and get in the middle of the crowd and take it back. I have to. I rush forward. Cerise jerks me back, putting me into a headlock. I struggle. I kick against her. I punch her. I have to get out. I need to get out. Please get me out. But Cerise's grip is a powerful vice. She sneers and wrenches the side of my head upwards, putting her face against it. I can feel her hot breath against my skin. Not so fast, pervert. I saw everything. What you wrote, what you drew. You really think you're untouchable, don't you? That you can get away with what you said about me and Eve? You can reduce poor sweet Maria to your gross fantasy? I can just let someone like you do whatever the hell you want? Me and Eve, we took the time out of our busy schedules to help you. To get you back to normal again. All those punishments, those conversations, those encounters, all gone to waste on you. A disgusting, degenerate freak. I wanted to shut up. I wanted to loosen her death grip lashed tight on my neck. I wanted to stop squeezing my throat shut with her oafish hands. But I can't. I can't even fight to breathe properly. Because I'm listening to the crowd. Because I can't stop hearing what everyone else is saying about me. Yikes, I didn't know she wrote that gross shit about Maria. Maria, of all people. How dare she make girls like us look bad pursuing a forbidden desire for a head? How dare she? Shh. I was right not to associate with her back when she was in the writing sect. I never liked what she put out. She just said Cerise is more successful than her now. That's why she's taking it out on everyone else. Bitch, hello? Stop guilt-tripping us. There's a reason you've had it hard since our last assembly. God, look at this freaking mess of a rant over here. She wants to be a victim so badly. We get it, you're a harmful weirdo who could make us insane. But it's totally our fault that we don't want to be seen around you, sure. I knew that most people gave me a wide berth. That nobody wanted to be around me anymore, but hearing it in the open, hearing everyone say such things about me out loud, I don't know. I don't know what's real anymore. My mind feels like it's peeling from my body. I want to float away. Away from here, at least. Order, order. Silence at once. This assembly is concluded. Are we in agreement? Indeed. Yep, all the evidence is here. Cerise lets go of me and heads over to Lady Amaris. I collapse on the floor onto the floor in a heap. Gasp. Slowly I sit up and rub my aching, crushed neck. And Grace, you haven't said a word this entire assembly. Would you like to share anything else? You were a great help in bringing this all to light. Grace looks up from the floor. Her expression is completely unreadable. I can tell what she thinks of me now. Hey. Lady Mars, if you'd let me speak for Grace. She's still not comfortable talking about this. Grace discovered Magda's diary. When called to take a stand for the Haven, she rose to the occasion. Her vital contribution helped us build our case, to let our assembly speak for itself. I go cold. I knew Grace wouldn't be there to protect me. Deep down, I knew that as soon as I saw her standing to try me. Hearing it confirmed in Eve's very own words. Then there really is nothing left for me in this island. I see. Very well. In that case, I hereby declare that Magda is no longer a member of the Haven. She has taken advantage of our community's generosity. She has sought to poison us and make us insane. And though she nearly made us change our ways, she proved that the insane will always stay insane. Thus she will be cast outside the Haven so that she no longer poses a harm to our community. I can't take this anymore. I need to get out of here. I need to leave. Now. I can't be taken away. I won't. I have to go. I have to go. I have to go. I have to go. I stand up. I dash for the exit. I don't think they're simply going to let you leave. But as I rush forward, a wall of uniformed girls and women all block my path. I'm caught again. The audience surrounds me, full of punishing intent. Countless hands reach out and push me down, forcing me to the ground. They pin me as I punch and kick and scream, struggling against the crushing weight. Feet kick at my body. Hands swat and slap and punch. Voices scream and yell and curse. I have to try to escape, even if the odds are slim. Even if the odds of winning are near to none. I have to leave. I have to go. But eventually my body gives in to the abuse. Helpless, I lay still on the floor, waiting for the inevitable to draw near. Footsteps grow louder and louder. The crowd parts. Ceres and Eve and Grace all come down to gaze at me. Ceres with disgust, Eve with clinical reproach, Grace with muted sadness. Lady Mars is also there, cold as ever. Eve bends down. A little dart is in her hand, just like the one that was used on Giles. There's no pipe to fire it. It's just wielded on its own, like a pen or a needle. With one swift motion, she stabs it into my neck. My body starts. I try to struggle again. Try to lift myself off the floor despite my new aches and bruises. Chemicals seep into my blood, my heart, my brain. Everything starts to go black. Slowly, everyone leaves. The crowd draws back. Eve walks away. Cerise leaves me a good kick and some spit as a parting gift. Grace is the last to remain. She continues to stand over me. I can feel the sadness oozing out of her pitiful expression. I want her to fucking go. Before the darkness swallows me, the last thing I see are her lips. Her rounding out two little words will be my final memory as a member of the Haven. I'm sorry. You can't be that fucking sorry. I fall unconscious. No one ever talked about those who were taken away. One quiet evening I asked Maria about what happened to them. It wasn't a smart question, but I was bothered that I didn't know about where I would have gone. Maria climbed up. She clearly knew the answer to my question, but she wouldn't utter a word about it. After a long, agonizing silence, she laughed nervously. What happens to them doesn't matter. Now I understand what Maria meant, why she withdrew into herself when Giles was taken away. This is what happened to Giles. This is what should have happened to me a year ago. This is what is happening to me now. Jail. I'm in a cell. I don't know where I am on the island anymore. The room is old and poorly maintained, but stable enough not to collapse in on its prisoner. That's enough to house those rejected by the Haven. In my mind, this is hell's waiting room. I'm not dead. I'm not in hell yet. But when I go, it'll be no different from here. Here it's dark. There's almost no light except for the candles glowing in the hallway in front of me and a small sliver of sunshine from a window above my cell. I don't know what I look like anymore. There aren't any mirrors here. To stay warm, I have to huddle into myself. It's cold and hard everywhere else in the room. It's not like I have anywhere to go anyways. I'm chained to a wall. All I'm wearing is the thinnest underlay of my uniform, a white cloth slip. My dress, my socks, my shoes, even my own ribbons, all snatched away. For repurposing, I was told. But I had never once seen a uniform's material get reused. They've likely been burned instead. In one of the walls next to me, there's a small metal slot. Through that slot comes the only food I get. I have to crawl, to stretch out, to struggle, to humiliate myself, so that I can touch the plate that slides through once per day. All this for crusts of stale bread and cups of musty water. As is, the conditions are barely enough to keep me alive, but that's probably the point. The haven only nurtures those who obey it. When there's nothing to eat, there's nothing to do. Fear has long given way to anxiety. Anxiety has long given way to boredom. And boredom has long given way to hazy dissociation. A tired nothingness. A bare minimum existence. All I do is stare and stare and stare until my mind melts. Until my eyelids grow heavy. Until I sink into a deep, long sleep. But I don't dream of anything. I can't dream of anything. I'm too tired to dream of anything anymore. All that awaits me is the same maddening emptiness that sits with me when I'm awake. A silent void. At this point, even a violent nightmare would be a blessing. Not even Niels reaches out to me anymore. No more visions of their past life. No more bouts of anger or desire. No message sent to me in any shape or form. I wonder if they finally, if or when it happened, were they alone? I don't know. Why would I know? I never kept my promise. I have no right to know. When I first woke up here, the sect heads and Lady Amaris stood outside my door. Of course, Lady Amaris didn't want anything to do with me. I was no longer a member of the Haven. To her, I was no longer a person, sitting here stamped on a cold floor like trash tipped all over. She had more important things to do. And as quickly as she came, she went back to her quarters. 3 sect heads were assigned to me in her stead, to monitor me. Those heads were the very people who accused me. These visits were boasting sessions to an audience who could never turn away. When I heard her at the door, I knew I'd shortly face a smug grin and a laundry list of accomplishments and righteous deeds. Eve was already a sect head, but the increased prestige that she was rewarded with for uncovering my misdeeds was a colossal stroke to her ego. The research sect gained more attention and resources, and her projects became highly elaborate. After long being overshadowed by the art and writing sects, the research sect was finally recognized for its importance to her Haven society. She would rub the daily praise she received in my face. The glowing remarks from younger girls who wanted to be like her, the popularity of her written work and projects, and her influence on culture and affairs. Successful proposals she made for newer, stricter rules within the Haven. Who even whispers that Lady Amaris herself wanted to make Eve the successor to her cause. Standing before me was the likely future leader of the Haven. And all thanks to me and my little fuck-up. Congratulations, Eve. You made it. Be proud of yourself. Cerise was promoted to the head of the writing sect. I wanted to forget as soon as she let me know, but Cerise made it impossible. All hers were the pristine white veil and dress, as well as her boast about her newfound power. It's a veil, not a veil. Every gloat of hers was punctuated with kicks to the gut and deep-cutting insults. Cerise loved making me suffer. My food dish was there, she'd kick it out of the way too far for me to reach. I quickly learned to lick my plate clean as soon as food came. She'd read segments from her books and have me recite them. Less than exact repetitions earned me a slap to the face. Sometimes she'd hurt me for mistakes that didn't even happen. Once Cerise brought scissors from the outside. She pinned me to stock-still submission and held the blades to my head, clasped around some strands. Blades came down. Hair fell. She kept on cutting. She cut and cut and cut until all my hair had been shorn off. She left that day clutching bunches of my locks tightly in her fists. I don't know what she did with them. I don't want to find out. Here in this little dark place, Cerise could finally be better than me. Mentally, physically, creatively. And of course she was right. After all, I got kicked out of the Haven, not her. Then there was Grace. Because Grace prioritized the Haven's safety over mine, she was well rewarded. For sacrificing me, she was made the new head of the architectural sect. Apparently, the old head stepped down willingly. She didn't like her job and the stress of maintaining the Haven and took it out on the members beneath her. Hence, Grace and many others like her faced long, exhausting hours of work. I learned what Grace had done from the conversation of other heads who walked past my cell. She made the architectural sect's hours fairer. Members were no longer required to stay up late for the projects. They could go to dinner at the same time as everyone else, participate in other events, and socialize with their friends. Because of Grace's reforms to the architectural sect, she quickly became one of the most beloved heads within the Haven. Many even began to call her the second Maria. On top of that, Grace now had many friends who loved her. Not that I wasn't keeping them at bay. Of the 3 heads, Grace visited me the least, but her visits were always the most devastating for me. Whenever she came, Grace simply stared at me through the bars of my cell door. Clothed in the white dress and veil of her new power, her face always crystallized in a tragic expression. Her eyes shone like polished glass, her eyebrows quirked up, and her lips pursed, like she was on the verge of tears. I knew she wished that things had been different. If only you'd restrained your emotions, had suppressed your curiosity, had destroyed the diary, we could have still been friends, Magda. Her face said all these things, each and every time. She hurt me the most. I was used to Eve's condescension. I anticipated Ceresa's violence. But I couldn't stand Grace's pity. She hurt me the most. She betrayed me, took my diary and showed it, exposed me for who I was and what I was doing. But I betrayed her too by staying myself. I wanted her to punish me. I wanted her to walk up to me and scream so close to my face that my eardrums would ring, to boast to me loudly, to tell me how much better her life was since she threw me away. I wanted her to tear out the tufts of hair that remained on my head until my scalp bled from the force. I wanted her delicate hands to choke me until my face turned blue. But of course, Grace would never do any of these things. She couldn't. Grace was a nice girl who sat and stared sadly until her eyes wore into my soul. Of all the hats, I hated her the most. I can remember when I was first brought here to this place, a place no one knows, a place no one remembers. Time passes in 1,000 different ways here. The days go by in a matter of seconds. The seconds go by over what feels like days. As it exists now, my life is a murky haze. I guess I'm used to it by this point. The more I'm here, the less this all bothers me. Not that I've got much left to be bothered about anyways. Well, there's one exception. In the Haven, no one talked about those who were taken away. Speaking about them was discouraged. Those who were removed had to be forgotten. Of course, this was easier said than done. When a friend or when a friend or lover was lost, people wept and yelled in secret. Once strong teams of creatives, architects, or researchers fell apart when a key member was taken away. Grief was groundwater running deep beneath the Haven, like with Giles, who had been lost, and Maria, who had been left behind. Losing Giles had affected Maria deeply. She became distant and sad, all while carrying out the duties of a head, all while pretending her best friend never existed. I keep on thinking about this. It must have been tough for her. No, I know it was. I wonder what Maria's doing now. She's still guiding everyone back in the art sect. I wonder how the projects are coming along. Hey, I hope she's still working on her own art too. She stopped a while back to help the members of the art sect with their projects, but I hope she'll soon be able to make her own projects again. At least I know she'll always be bringing beauty to the Haven, even if I'm no longer there to appreciate it. I hope she doesn't forget me, even though she never understood my world, even though she was harsh to me the last time we talked. I hope she knows that, in the end, I never minded, that I'll always care about her. I hope she's kept my sketches somewhere safe, that somehow she's preserved them. That I might as well say it. I love Maria. Out loud, I mutter 3 words she'll never be around to hear. I'll never paint with her again. I'll never see her again. I'll never be with her again. My throat clenches. I whimper. I'm scared that she'll forget me. Marching footsteps draw towards my cell. Someone heard me cry out. Whoever they are, at least there'll be a distraction from this terrible twisting feeling in my gut. I rub my eyes. From the floor, I look up and face Cerise. What are you whining for? Do I have to fend for myself? The key rattles against the gate of my cell. Great. Here comes another round of punishment, Cerise style. The gate finally creaks. Cerise shoves it open and steps inside. She kneels in front of me, trying to look at me eye to eye. I force myself to give her eye contact. If I don't, she grabs my face. Force me to stare at her. Come on. Spit it out. What is up with you? I say nothing. I'm too tired for this crap, as distracting as it is. Hey, you. Cerise shakes me. My head lolls back and forth. Are you listening to me or what? If you don't spit within the next 3 seconds, I'll beat the shit out of you. She pulls back a fist, readying a blow to the head. I don't want to tell her. She doesn't deserve to know. If I tell her, she rub it in my face, call me names, hurt me some more. I'm either fighting a losing battle. There's no point in hiding, no matter how much I want to right now. Because she already knows. She's broke my mind thousands of times. She's read my diary. She knows exactly what matters to me. Maria. So, I'm not going to fight. I'm going to give her exactly what she wants. Maria, huh? You can't be serious. You still got a thing for her? After all this? After all you've been through? Let's get on with it. Oh, man. Oh, man. You never change, huh? I can smack your face until you turn black and blue. I can rip out your hair. I can feed you cafeteria scraps until you puke on the floor. I can do everything in my power to correct you and your disgusting brain. But damn, you really are rotten to the core. Then again, I shouldn't expect much from a freak like you. Yeah, I'm disgusting, rotten, a freak. Anything new you'd like to tell me? But you know, you seem pretty down today. I feel kinda bad. So I'll tell you what, I'll be generous this time. How about a little update on how Maria's doing, huh? Your eyes just lit up. I knew you'd like that. So, Magda, listen hard and listen close. Because I'm only gonna tell the story once. Yesterday evening I went by the Art Sex building. Pretty typical evening, really. I just finished managing everyone in the writing sect. Everything was ticking along nicely and I nearly put a pin in my latest and greatest piece. I'd love to tell you about the writing sect actually. Under my tender care, so many young writers are blossoming right now. They've all got more talent in their pinkies than you ever got in your entire body. I don't care. Get on with it. Aw, forgive me for making you grouchy. I just thought you'd be interested in what your old sect was doing. Guess I should get straight to the point then. Anyways, I saw Maria right outside the Art Sec building. She was struggling to carry some huge black bag. Naturally, I had to ask my fellow sect head all about it. And she told me that she was getting rid of garbage lying about in the studio. Of course, I had to see what was inside. Not that I don't trust Maria, but you know, gotta see if anything dangerous was there. Safety first and all. It's a thing between the sect heads. Not that you know anything. And believe it or not, she was more than happy to show me. So she put the bag down and let me take a look through. When I opened it, I found a whole bunch of sketches. Crumpled, stained, and ripped ones. Ones that had all sorts of colorful birds, beautiful flowers, and elegant trees on them. They were adorable. It's a real shame they were going in the garbage. Don't give me that look, Cerise. Please. Please tell me you're joking. Maria let me have a good long look at everything she was throwing away in case anything caught my eye. Now when I was sifting through the trash, I found one super cute sketch. I wanted it so badly, so I asked Maria if it was okay to have. And believe it or not, she let me keep it. So now I've got a nice little gift for my favorite liability. A souvenir from your old home, if you will. Here, catch. Cerise tosses a crumpled ball of paper at me. Without thinking twice, I open it on my lap. It's the sketch I did for my painting. The painstakingly penciled little birds have smudged against the tiny folds of paper. All that remains are small, shapeless blurs of graffiti. Do you like it? I saw it and thought of you. I feel my stomach twist. No. Cerise just wants a reaction out of me. Maria would never do that. She wouldn't. But my eyes are still stinging. My throat's still gumming up. My lips are still trembling. Why? Oh, you're crying. So you didn't like it. Well, that's okay. It happens. Here, let me make you feel better. In one swift movement, Cerise snatches my sketch away from my lap. Now, this won't make you ever cry again. Cry ever again. She brings the paper to my eye level, letting the drawing obscure her face. And then, she tears it down the center. Cerise rips my drawing again, quartering it. She rips it again, dividing it into eighths. And again. And again. And again. And again. And again. All I can do is stare as she rips hours of work, days of planning, ages of thought and inspiration, all into crude confetti. As she does, I remember something from long ago. Once, Cerise snuck into the art sect and stole my colored pencils. It was a few weeks after my first assembly. I hadn't been punished like she wanted and she was furious. Because of that, she took it upon herself to punish me as she saw fit. This would be the first of many of her delayed punishments. The day after she stole the pencils, I learned that they went missing. I searched for them frantically. In my niche, in my studio, under my work desk, everywhere. But they were nowhere to be seen. That evening, she approached me, smirking. I figured she was responsible. A smug look on her face gave it away. But I pretended to act ignorant and asked if she knew where they were. Cerise said she didn't know, that she had never seen the pencils before. And through it all, she couldn't stop giggling to herself. All snorty and chuckly like an idiot at her own bad joke. All while avoiding the eye contact she loved, forcing me to give so much. I learned that Cerise was a terrible liar. Since then, I caught her fibbing again and again and again. I learned to be good at reading Cerise. But right now, she hasn't laughed once. She gives me eye contact the entire time, so... she's... And I'm done. It's all gone now. Now you'll be happy again, won't you? Cerise leans forward to pat my head mockingly. She sits back, adjusts her skirts, and... stares. Her face is blank. Her eyes bore right into me. Freaks like you deserve to rot here. Keeping you in the haven would have been dangerous for everyone. That's why I'm glad. Glad that sops like Maria learned to forget you. Cerise stands up again. She wipes her pristine sectile uniform, letting a puff of dust fall to the cell floor. Ugh, prison dirt. Fucking gross. Without another word, she leaves and locks the cell door behind her. Please, if anyone can hear me, kill me. Do it now. I curl up into a tiny ball. I don't have the energy to cry anymore. I don't have the energy to do anything anymore. I'm going to be here, alone, forever. Slowly my breathing becomes shallow. My body grows heavy. My surroundings go dark. I don't want to wake up again. Ah! I hear something. No, it's just my mind. It's nothing. Magda! Again, a voice. There's definitely a voice here, calling for me. But who? Magda, it's me. I know you can hear me. There's no doubt now. The voice that cuts through my hazy mind like a blade. That's... The name sits on my tongue waiting to be called. Niels. Oh, hey, girly. You're not a girl, but still. And as if suggested into existence, Niels emerges from the void of my mind. How long has it been? When did I even see them last? Are they... They're still beautiful in that ethereal celestial way. They look far worse. Their thick golden curls are caked with blood. Their skin's tightly stretched over their bones with barely any suggestion of muscle. There are more cuts and bruises littered across their body. This is what they've been through all this time. You know, your lady restarted her experiments on me. She wanted me to be a better battery. So she attached new wires to my back. When it all started, I was screaming in pain. I wanted you to save me. But you didn't come like you'd promised. Like you said you would. Anyways, here we are. Talking again. It seems I've reached the end of my rope. And it seems that Hag heard you too. I don't respond. They're not wrong. Not at all. But the more I think about it, the less I can come up with an excuse. Yeah. Even though Cerise and Eve did this to me, Lady Amaris gave them the freedom to make me this way. Oh. Oh, Magda. You must feel so conflicted right now. After all this. After all you've been through. Conflicted doesn't even begin to cover it. I understand. I understand completely. All of this abuse, it wears at your body. Soul. You never deserved any of this. I'm sorry, Magda. Something about Niels feels off. The tone, the gestures, this visit itself. I know they're all calculated moves. Niels knows I don't completely trust them, and yet they still came to see me. In the black of my unconscious. As I sit on the verge of death, determining whether I should take the leap. So, why are you really here, Niels? Why visit someone who didn't keep their promise with you? Why bother with this? I know you've got something on your mind. Something to do with me. You perceptive one, Magda. Yes, I have my own reasons for wanting to see you despite you not keeping our promise. I need a favor from you. A favor that, should you accept, will ultimately help us both. At this point, I'll take anything. What is it? Well, I want you to break us out of here. How? I'm chained to a wall within a prison cell. I've barely eaten anything. I highly doubt I have enough energy to live, let alone escape. How could I help? Niels laughs wearily. Ah, that's where the fun part comes in. Magda, I'd like for you to become one with me. If I sift my soul into your body, then your strength should return, and then some. Together we can escape. After that, we can do whatever we want so long as our souls remain intact. I don't have any other option, do I? If I don't accept, we'll both die as prisoners with the life beaten out of us. If I do, I don't know. I don't know what will happen. What? Why did... Hold on! Let me go back real quick. On this sprite, sorry, On this sprite, there's a scar here. And then you move, then zap, the scar is gone. Which could mean nothing and is probably just an oversight. But still, I was like, wait. Wait, where did that scar go? I don't know what'll happen if I share my body with someone inhuman. I was ready to die, ready to give up on everything, but now I've been given one last chance, one last way out, one last way to be free, and now be able to do whatever I want. If this plan works, I think the rewards will be worth the risks. It's not like I have anything else to live for. Fine. I'll walk with you. What do I need to do? Excellent. I'm relieved you came around to it. It's simple, really. We'll form a covenant. Niels offers the hand to me. In the center of the palm, there's a gaping, bloody hole. I wonder if Lady Amara's punched it through. I try to ignore the wound as I clasp the hand. Niels pulls me flush to the chest. I can feel the firm embrace, the formerly strong muscles, the fading warmth. They whisper something into my ear. The words are mysterious. They're in an ancient language, one I can't speak, can't comprehend, but I know that every word is filled with power. I can feel it. Oh yeah! I wonder if that's a cipher, though. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. The words are finished. Niels pulls back, releasing me. They dissolve into the darkness, a beautiful mirage fading away. And then, nothing. Was that it? I guess so. Typical. I must have failed. I guess I should have expected this. Every time I'm given a shred of hope, it's taken away from me at the very last moment. Wait. My heart. It's stinging. Like there's a candle setting in a light. A soft tingling in the core of my body. It's a flame. It spreads to my chest, warming me gently. It's a fire. My torso is burning. I begin to sweat. It stings worse. Worse and worse and worse. It's an inferno. My entire body is set alight. Oh, Oh, yeah. I'm overwhelmed by my body's non-stop burning. My body's non-stop burning. The sheer number of memories filling my brain. I feel like my body could burst. It will burst. And yet, it doesn't burst at all. I'm awake. It's cold. It's dark. I'm still trapped in my cell, but I can stand. So I do. The chain slings that bind my ankle to the wall clink together. I try to raise my arms, stretch them out. My injuries, my bruises, the ones the Reese gave me, they're all gone. My legs don't ache anymore, neither does my chest. I'm all better. So what do you think? Niels. Yes, it's me. How do you feel now? A lot better, I imagine. Well, thank you. That was very thoughtful. Ah, there's no need for that. This covenant was always going to be my last resort. I'm glad you made it possible. Now, give your manacles a little tug, won't you? I do as I'm told. I expect to feel only the clinking resistance of my cuffs and chains. After all, I'm working with my bodily strength. It won't get me out of here. But as soon as I pull the end of the chain that pins me to the wall, the bolt that it's secured to budges. With another gentle flick of my ankles, the bolt is torn off the wall. What the? So you did receive my powers. Wonderful. Just wonderful. I was worried your weak little body wouldn't be able to handle them. Now getting out of here will be so much easier. Aren't you excited? Yeah. Thank you, Niels. Thank you. You see, Magda, when us loners stick together, everything works out. Now why didn't you get us out of this awful place once and for all? Right. You're right. Let's make a break for it. I walk to the inner cell door and pull it open. The door rips off, its hinges unpinned from the door frame. All that's left between me and the wall is the outer gate. I grab the iron bars, slotting my hands in between the gaps. With a quick twist of my wrist, the bars are wrenched apart as easy as copper wires. I lean out and look around. No one's patrolling. No one will see me. Quietly, I slip outside the confines of my cell.
Nadio?
But this newfound freedom makes me freeze. What should I do next? Where should I go now? Who should I be? I'd never considered a future beyond the prison behind me. And now that I'm outside, I'm rendered helpless by the vast possibilities before me. Magda? Magda? Magda! Snap out of it! Get yourself together. We can't stay here. If we linger any longer than we should, we'll be caught. Besides, I've got somewhere we can go. So let me get there and we can figure out everything else later. I sense the urgency in Niels' voice as well as an inherent studied understanding of the place we're in. Of course they'd know. They were trapped here for a very long time. It's no surprise they know this place like the back of their hand. Alright then, let me show you the way. First, you need to take a right and go down the corridor. Stop when I tell you to. Niels' directions lead me to a large, winding staircase. The shape, orientation, and material are all painfully familiar. They're the very same stairs I used to visit them down in their lab. My stomach drops as I look up. I've been up these stairs before, and yet right now, they seem insurmountable. Even if I do have my strength back, running to the top floor would still take a lot of time. And, knowing Lady Maris, the defenses on this place might have changed while I was imprisoned. Now there would be cameras. We could be taped, tracked. Hell, that might have already happened, so there may be people on their way to catch us again, or... Oh, Magda, you and your anxiety. There's no reason to be worried. I have a faster method, if you're up for it. Alright. What do you have in mind?
Was? No.
Yep.
Where did you say? Where did you say? We're breaking out of prison right now. We're breaking out of prison. Yeah?
Remember that dream I sent you? The one with the stargate and the beautiful sunrise? The one where you saw me heading down to Earth? I want to try something. I don't question them. I do as I'm told and close my eyes. Imagine a great expanse of purple, pink, and orange, the sky brilliantly burning with a beautiful sunrise. I remember Neil soaring through that expanse, the beautiful white wings, the golden hair whipping around, the proud, confident smile. Once again I pretend I'm one of their feathers, lighter than air, carried about by the powerful wind, free to travel where I wish. There's a whoosh. My surroundings go cold. My body feels like something is lifting me up further, more than it should. I open my eyes and before I know it... Damn! I'm hurtling towards the sky at breakneck speed. The little grey building is far below me. The forest concealing it is far below me. The island is far below me. Already I feel myself slowing down. My heart jumps into my throat. At any moment I expect gravity to right the wrongness of me being up so high. At any moment I'll be pulled downwards. And my body will smash into a bloody pulp on the forest floor. But I don't fall. Something's holding me up, keeping me airborne. Something large and powerful and light. I look upwards. Shit. 2 large wings are sprouting from my head. When I said my powers come with me, I didn't mean all of them. Now you can fly. And we can go wherever we please with nary a care in the world. Thank you, Niels. Seriously. We saw for a while, taking in the sights, looking at the horizon, at everything beyond the haven. The sun is setting. Darkness begins to cover the land and water all around me. I've never seen a dusk like this before. Then Niels asked me a sudden question. Magda, would you like to see who you are now? I nod. Closing my eyes again, Niels takes over. This all makes my body dive down to the vast lakes around. Okay. Surrounding the haven. Once I feel the spray of something cool and wet gently tickling my feet, I open my eyes. I'm hovering above the vast clear waters of the lake, and for the first time in what had felt like an eternity, I can finally see my own reflection. My hair is white. The whites of my eyes are black and my pupils are red. And of course there are the wings, pale and stretched out wide in their full glory, spanning a length far greater than that of my own body. Look at how beautiful we are. I think this appearance suitably reflects the power of our union, don't you? Yeah, it does. The shell of my body is my own, but the parts, the powers, the colors are from Neil's. We're one being, one entity made from two. Two entities made into one. A union, a marriage, an embodied coexistence. I don't think Magda can describe this new existence, this new person. Magda meant high tower. It was a name that pedestaled those named with it, that elevated them to greater heights in their world. Magda never suited me as I always was, as I am now. So I need a new name for my new existence. And what would that be? What would you like to call the you see before you? Who are you? Lilia. I want to be Lilia. Like the flower, one that's always beautiful, that's always loved for being itself. Niels gasped softly. Lilia. What a pretty name. And a fitting one too. Naming yourself after a flower that's as white as your hair. So Lilia, what would you like to do next? Even though Niels no longer has a body, I can feel them giving me an expectant smirk. They're waiting for an answer from me. Well, what would Lilia want to do? Now that she has far more power and freedom than she ever dreamed of. What an idea. The beatings, the harassment, the abuse, all justified, all ignored. I remember the lessons they never learned, the cruelty they saved just for me, the karma building up that never seemed to reach them. I could fix that. I could fix that right now. How about we give Cerise and Eve a visit? I think I want to give your powers a little test drive. Doesn't that sound exciting? Oh my, my. How delightful. How truly, utterly delightful. Lilia. They roll my new name delectably. Clearly, they like what I'm thinking. Well, I think that's a wonderful idea. After all, I have my own unfinished business with the Haven. So, what are we waiting for? Let's have some fun. Yes, let's. With a light chuckle, we saw back to the island. Oh boy. Time to set everything on fire! Oh, sorry, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you've been keeping well. Oh, hey, Eve. Yeah, I'm all good. It's been a pretty average week for me. To be honest, though, being a head's a lot of work. All the paperwork, meetings, and the discipline. It's such a pain in the ass sometimes. It does take some getting used to, I'm afraid. Yeah, fair. I mean, I haven't done this as long as you, but you and I both know that I'll catch up. You know me, Eve. Before I was promoted, I was the most hardworking member of my sect. I churned through 6 major pieces in a year. And that's not counting all the editing help and advice that I gave my other writing sect members. Oh, no, absolutely. Still though, becoming a sect head is a major change of pace. I remember when I first became the head of the research sect. I was so young. When you were appointed, everyone was shocked, me included. You were literally a teenager. No one that young had been appointed a head before. But, it wasn't like the head before you was great. The other sect members were trying to cope with his clusterfuckery. You got along with them really well. True. She was so disorganized that I ended up directing the workflow and projects for that year. I had to do something about it. Otherwise, everyone in the sect would have been lost. I'm almost glad she was taken away. You know, after the other heads found her stashes of smuggled books. Good riddance, bitch. Absolutely. Looking for someone who could handle that intense workload stressed Lady Amaris out. But I think Lady Amaris heard about your reputation within the research sect. Back then, people said you and your team literally saved the sect from collapsing. I'm 99% certain she picked up on your strong work ethic and camaraderie with your fellow members. And in the end, that's why I came around to her choice. Your age didn't matter. But your contributions to the Haven did. Yes, hard work and community loyalty leads to prosperity. In fact, my sect still remains efficient, productive, and totally in favor of my leadership style. Okay. Though with all that said, there were many other research sect members who are critical to maintaining its work. We had amazing researchers who could read double the material of any other girl within a day. Prolific report writers who could easily and vividly communicate our ideas. Creative thinkers who thought of new exciting ways to teach and protect the Haven. All these talented women were critical to supporting our projects to make everything work, to keeping everything organized. And they would have made excellent candidates for the head position. Yet, I'm not surprised that I, out of everyone else, was still chosen. The rest of the Haven, they're, well, you know, Cerise. What the ones who aren't us are like. We share the same sentiments about them. What, that most of them will go insane sooner or later? Yeah, that makes sense. I guess Lady Amaris had no choice but to pick you. You were the perfect head candidate for the research sect. Intelligent, organized, and resistant to all forms of insanity. The last thing's not common in this community at all. If you threw a banned comic at a crowd here, I guarantee you 95% of the girls within it would take a peek inside. Only a few of us here would have the willpower to ignore it. But I guess that makes us special, huh? Yes, special. That's what we are. The best this island has to offer. Yeah, we totally... What was that? Shh. Stay. Very still. Being watched. I don't know. Okay. I think we're all clear. Oh, thank God. Must have been a small animal. Probably nothing serious. Yeah, no one in this community would stalk others. They wouldn't dare. Especially not their sect hats. I mean, the punishments are severe. Oh! What the fuck? Wait, let me see that again. Cerise! What happened? Are you alright? What? Who is that? My body hurts. There are cuts everywhere. Where am I? And why do I feel so stiff? What's happening to me? I can barely see. It's dark out. There's no candles, no lighting anywhere. No sign of Haven trails or buildings anywhere. It must be somewhere remote. But there's a feeling of cool air all around me. If I look up, I can see broad black branches. Dark sky above, a small sliver of the moon. I'm in the middle of the forest? What am I doing here? How did I get here? Where did Cerise go? Is she alright? I've got to go. I need to find her. Cerise? Cerise? Cerise is fucking dead. I can move at all. I'm trapped. Why am I tied down? I need to get out of here. Escape. Find Cerise. Regroup. I've got to find knots, undo them, run into the forest, and return to the Haven. Somebody in my sect is bound to have noticed that I've gone missing. I don't know what to do if I wasn't there. And Cerise, I need to find her. We can't lose a head now. How will the writing sect survive otherwise? Most importantly, I've got to find out who did this. Who dared to threaten us, the trusted leaders? Who deserves punishment? But I can't think of anyone in our community that would do this. People love us. The other heads love us. Lady Mars loves us. So who would do such a thing? Hello. Been a while, hasn't it? Oh, hell yeah. It's a lovely evening tonight. Aren't the stars beautiful? I love this. I don't know the person standing in front of me. I've never seen anyone like them. Oh, you say that now. Don't worry. You'll know soon enough. You will know soon enough. The hair is white. The eyes are red. There are tufts of feathers where they should be. No human has ever looked like this. Being. And yet I feel like I've seen them before. The curve of their jawline, shape of their eyes, the body, hair, their voice. They all bother me. I feel like I should know them, that I should recognize those features. Oh look, you're thinking again. Tell me, what are you thinking about? You plan to do when you head back home? What do you eat for breakfast tomorrow? What extra work needs doing? Or maybe who's trapping you? Well, you are Eve. Or Cerise is. Eve. Cerise. How do you know our names? Ah, that got your attention. I know a lot, Eve. Maybe more than you do. But I can see you're concerned about your dear friend. Don't worry, I know where she is. In fact, I'm more than happy to show you. It'll be just like watching a private movie. How about it? A lump forms in my throat, but she and their voice feels forced. Questions, the remarks, they're all hinting at something. Something deeper, something sinister. The being extends their hands to my face. The palms cover my eyes, shutting out what little light is present here. The callous flash sits roughly against my skin. Here you go. Just for you, a special moment with your dear friend. Once again, my vision goes black. I wake up in a room in front of a flickering projection. A faint square of white light empty of imagery. There's nothing on it yet. The room's silent save for the whirring of a projector behind my head. It's just like the research sect's film room, ready to screen a movie tape. I hear a familiar click. Film has been loaded into the projector. I don't know who loaded it. Another click, and the film begins. I see Cerise, unconscious, asleep, tied to a tree in the middle of the forest. Just like me, except for the time of day. Dimming honey-gold sunset makes everything visible. Groggily, she wakes up. As she gathers her bearings, she grows more and more panicked. She screams, out of anger, out of fear. She wants to be found. She wants to be safe. The white being appears from the undergrowth. Slowly, they walk in front of her, smile sweetly, lean down. Cerise is frozen, terrified. They whisper something in her ear. I can tell what it is. But the more they speak, the more Cerise shakes and struggles to free herself. Cerise finds the knots near the back of the tree. She latches a hand onto one and begins tugging it forward. She times herself right, she can free herself and run back home. But before the knot makes its way to the front, the being punches her in the face. Hard. Cerise is momentarily stunned. She shakes it off. She takes a deep breath. Slowly, she turns towards her captor, gritting her teeth. Projection pauses. Cerise is frozen mid-grimace on the screen. Our captor walks in front. The image of Cerise's face distorts over the pale, thin body. They give me a broad grin. So sorry for the interruption, Eve. I noticed you had trouble hearing what I was saying to Cerise. That's entirely on me. I forgot to turn up the volume earlier. But don't worry, you didn't miss much. This is where things get good. So please, take a listen. They bend down and tweak something underneath the projector machine. Before standing up and walking away. And the film resumes. What the fuck did you just do to me? How dare you hit me? Be quiet. Honestly, mind your manners. Who are you to tell me how to behave? You're in the haven. I have authority here. I read the rules for this island. I know what's right and wrong better than everyone else. Oh, Cerise. Is that how a leader should act? How a respected community leader should behave? Lording her power over everyone else out loud. Oh, you can't help it, can you? Questions. Quit asking so many damn questions. You don't deserve to know. Know who I am. Know why I'm here. Know what's going to happen to you. Because you're a fucking jerk. Because deep down you love to hurt people. Because you love to shove people around, insult them, and intimidate them. Because you want to be better than everyone else. Because despite how cruel you are to others, your stupid little community never punishes you for it. In fact, they reward you. Your people egg you on. Give you more tools to abuse others. Always tell you that you're right. Even when you fucking aren't. There's a sickening crunch every time the fist connects with Cerise's jaw, her nose, her mouth. She tries to scream, but a hand shoots out to press on her throat, muffling it down into a strangled cry. Punches don't stop. They hit again, and again, and again, harder and harder. Blood begins to taint her delicate yet punishing hand. Muscle and bone start to peek through the newly bruised, splitting skin. A particularly hard hit lands, and a tiny white tooth flies out. Then another. Then yet another. That's a very fast hitting sound. I don't know. Cerise's captor stops. They step back, pausing to look at the handiwork. Oh, yikes. Her face is now a bloody mess. She's barely recognizable. You know, Cerise, you may be tolerated in this world, but this world isn't the whole world. You know what most of the world will call you for acting like this? Those insane people that you left to ridicule? A bully. That's all you'll ever be, Cerise. A jealous bully who takes out her anger on everyone else. And you know what bullies like you deserve? With one hand, the being slams Cerise's head against the tree she's bound to. Cerise lets out a guttural howl of pain. They ball their other hand into a fist and raise their thumb. A mocking gesture of approval. Yes. They thrust their thumb into Cerise's eye socket and begin to twist it. Ooh. Oh. Oh, God. My throat's burning with bile. I think I'm going to vomit. I can't watch this. This is awful. I can't stand. I have to get out of here. I need to. No one said you could leave, Eve. My body won't let me leave my seat. The captor wrenches my head forward back to the projection. Ew! The being has extracted their prize. Cerise's eyeball glistening and wet with nervous tissue, muscle, and blood cupped in her hand. Turned around with longing, reverent affection like a sacred relic. How gorgeous. How utterly gorgeous. What a shame this belonged to someone like you. I have no fear. I'll take the other one off you too. Soon it'll all be over. With that, the being scrunches the hand again, lifts her thumb, shoves it into Cerise's other socket. Cerise shrieks. I can't look away. I witness every single second of its removal. The noises, the sights, the sensations. A dear friend being blinded and beaten to a pulp. I puke on my lap. I can't concentrate anymore. What did I do to deserve this? Surely this can't be real. Someone wake me up. Get me out of this awful nightmare.
Oh, quit worrying. You missed the finale. And we can't have that, Eve.
My gaze is locked into the projection once again. With vomit all over my uniform, I await the final scene, unable to look away. Bright blood dribbles down Cerise's mouth and neck. All she can do is gurgle unintelligibly. The being slowly draws back, a fist closed around something, hand dripping with gore. The fingers clasp around the item within the other hand and draw it out. A fleshy, wet organ appears, dangling like a prime cut of meat. They bring the flesh up to their mouth. Nibble. Bite. A chew. They chew in Cerise's tongue like tuck shop candy, severing each bite, licking their lips with delight. The last well-tasted morsel disappears into their mouth as quickly as it was taken. Ugh. And dusting off their hands, the being walks off, stained in rust brown and red. Cerise remains behind in the distance, a mutilated lump of flesh left to slowly bleed to death. I hear another loud click. The projection stops and the room disappears. There's light. I can see again. And I find myself in a shed outside the architectural sect's building, surrounded by crafting tools, right next to the old wood chip I used for scrapping old projects.
Oh, hello. It's lovely to have you back. Didn't you enjoy that little show? It was exciting, wasn't it? I bet you felt like you were missing out. But don't worry, it's your turn with me now. Before we begin though, I need to make a few arrangements.
Oh no. Please don't. Please don't hurt me. I start looking for a means to escape. I look outside through the window. It's dawn. No one's there. Since Grace started managing the architectural sect, early hours were abolished. Why would anyone be there? God help me.
Wow, you look excited already. It's a shame that your surprise will be far more brief than Cerise's, but I'm sure we savor every moment we share together. Shall we take the chip before a test run?
My captor presses the wood chipper switch. With a series of sputters, mechanical whirs and roars, the machine comes alive. The dial is set to maximum speed. Nearby, the being takes out a folder from the tool shelf. In one fluid gesture, they open it and draw out its contents.
And I accidentally...
Draw out its contents? A stack of papers. Wait. Are those?
I thought your papers would be perfect for this little test drive. I mean, they're so easy to shred.
And now, hang on.
Hang on. Those papers are precious to me. I've worked on them for months. You clearly don't know the value of hard labor, the impact these documents have had.
My captor doesn't listen to my screams. They open up one of the papers, my seminal work on sect organization that influenced head practices to this day. They're ignoring me.
Let's see, what do we have here? Oh my, I can't read any of this. It's just meaningless wordy dribble. And you call yourself the head of the research sect? You couldn't even teach the youngest member here with this crap. Shame on you. Well, in they go then. I'm sure no one will miss this. After all, its folder was pretty dusty.
Without a care, I toss my paper into the wood chipper. As my life's work is scrapped, the machine gives a metallic shriek. Out of the machine comes pale puffs of shredded paper. They're too small to piece back together. All my efforts, all my pride, turned into unsalvageable confetti. All I can do is stare.
Now you know what it feels like. How much it stings to lose everything that defined you. That made you proud. That made you beloved. And now for the main event. I've heard the Haven is dealing with a lot of bullshit right now. Let's see what the source of it all.
The bean grabs me, still tied up, and brings me over to the machine. They dangle me into the wide gaping opening at its top. The deadly gears within were rapidly awaiting my imminent arrival. Oh boy. Yeah? Thank you for the pet and the hydrate time. Oh boy, oh boy.
Put me down this instant. Let me go. Why are you doing this? I don't even know who you are. What problem could you possibly have with the researcher trying to better her own community? Oh, so you still haven't figured it out? You. The smartest person there even? Wow. Bob must really be on the floor here.
Again, the uncomfortable familiarity of their voice burns in the back of my head. Body, there. Face, where had I seen it before?
Hey, Eve. Do you remember making somebody's life absolute hell? Hurting her for fun while pretending it was your duty all along? Sending her for punishment as soon as you could because you never believed in her to start with? Leaving her to rot, to be forgotten by everyone else? Eve, what did you have against Magda all this time?
No wonder you seem familiar. That explains everything. Body, the face, the insanity, all hers, all unforgettable. Magda, I promise, I swear. I cross my heart and say it again and again. If you spare me now, I'll leave you be forever. I mean this sincerely. I can't die just yet. My community needs me. I have to be there for them, Magda. And besides, there's no reason for you to stay here. You're no longer a part of this world, remember?
You're right. I don't plan on coming back here. I'm going to leave the stupid island once and for all. But you know, something about you always bothered me. Such a good study, you've never questioned the boundaries of the world that confines you. Who set them? Why they existed in the first place. All you did was obey Lady Amaris and punish people indiscriminately. You destroyed people who had done no tangible harm to the Haven itself. What kind of scholar are you? I had my fun with you and Cerise, but I'm bored now. So let's get something straight. You're an egotistical hypocrite. You just won't admit it. Now let's get this over with. I've got other things I need to do. Goodbye.
Ew. Stop the blades, they hurt. Yeah. Ew. Though I do have to wonder if an actual wood chipper would be strong enough to actually go through, you know, bones and flesh and everything. Eve's legs twitched wildly as she shrieked. Now as the machine chokes on her torso, her limbs have gone limp, draping over the lip of the opening. Chunks of gore lie trapped between the blades, smashed eyeballs spread on a knife edge, the remains of a stomach, contents poured everywhere, the coil of an intestine woven in between the teeth of the gears. She's gone. She's really gone. I did it. I did it. They're finally gone. Thank you, Niels. Thank you. Thank you for letting me experience this wonderful, satisfying feeling. For letting me be free. For helping me fall in love with my impulses, my deep desires. It feels so good to finally listen to myself. Niels says nothing. I can sense them here with me, but only faintly. Maybe they're tired. It was so much fun. And cathartic, too. And I want more. This isn't enough. I need to find another. Another to play with. Another to share my misery with. But who? Who will be next? Oh, I know. Oh no. If I look hard enough through these windows, then maybe I'll be able to find her. I've never seen the head apartments. I don't know what I'm looking for. I pass by 2 vacant rooms. One room filled with instruments and measurements. Old yellow drawings of a team on a corkboard. You'd think you let us pen nearby. The others fills the library of books and a stack of scribbled on drafts. Fan letters tacked up all along the bed frame, so a nearby shelf of tea lights would hit words of gushing admiration just right. Somehow I knew that both rooms would remain empty.
There's a little name placard on the inside next to her robes. That has to be her dorm. If I slip through the window quietly, she should be there. Yeah, she'd definitely be there, sleeping, enjoying a rest she long went without. Getting through the window was easier than I thought. All that barred my entry was a set of soft floral curtains. Curtains! They swished at me helplessly. I thought the head dorms would be more guarded than this. But this is the haven we're talking about. Most people wouldn't dare to enter anyone's unlocked room, let alone a head's apartment. Right, what do we have here? I look around the room. It's far more plain than I imagined, but still, it's certainly more comfortable than standard haven fare. I examine the luxuries afforded to those lucky enough to be a sect head. A private bathroom cubicle, small study, and a little living room. Doilies decorate most of the tables, little potted plants sit on every surface perfectly watered and blooming with health. Framed photographs of other members adorn the walls. A painted portrait of Lady Amara sits over the fireplace. Underneath, a particularly elegant bouquet sits on the mantel. Catch sight of a door and peek through. There's the foot of a bed and a row of neatly arranged slippers. Right, that's it. The bedroom. I enter the bedroom. 2 windows open up to a beautiful view of the forest and a small garden. Everything, as with all the other rooms in this apartment, is neat. Perfect little pocket of tranquility. I look over to the bed. The knitted quilt and simple white sheets cover a small figure. She lies there fast asleep. She looks so peaceful.
Not for long.
Grace, I wonder if you're having a nice dream right now. If you think your room's more comfortable than the dorm we once shared. If you miss the company, my company, our friendship. I wonder how easy it would be to hurt you. How it'd make you suffer, like Eve, like Cerise. Your neck might snap if I grabbed it and pressed hard. How you'd sound if you choked. You're right there. It's in my grasp. I can just wrap my hands around you, grip tight, squeeze at a vulnerable little throat, crush it like...
Aww.
She sounds on the verge of tears. Her voice chokes up as she utters that name. Despite the relative comfort she lives in, she turns around, face down on the pillow, gripping the soft fabric tighter. She was trying to cling on to something. What the fuck was I thinking? This won't help at all. Oh my god. I was just about to kill Grace. I need to get out, now. My skin's going all bumpy. I'm sweating all over. My hands are shaking. It's sinking in. What I've done, what I was about to do. It's all sinking in. These impulses back there, they weren't mine. I'm not violent, not normally. On my own, I never would have thought to do that to Grace. If I wasn't like this, I would have never done that. God, I don't want to go back. I need to get off this island.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Niels, why didn't you kill that human? Didn't you hurt you like those other 2 women? Why didn't you punish her? I can't do it. I can't kill her. She didn't do anything.
She didn't do anything, my ass.
She turned in your diary. She didn't do anything to stop Cerise and Eve from hurting you. She didn't comfort you or make anything better. All she did was act nice to you and be a half-decent roommate and like literally everyone else in this godforsaken place. She did the bare minimum. For heaven's sake, she sided with the jackasses you killed instead of you, her friend. I'm sorry, Niels. I just couldn't. I froze up. For some reason, the thought of hurting her didn't feel right. It didn't feel like I wanted it to. I mean, I wanted to hurt her. I really did. I wanted her to feel what I felt. The pain of being watched and hurt in the most intimate, the most personal, the absolute safest place you know.
You didn't go through with it. No, you couldn't go through with it.
Shame. But your decisions are your own, I suppose. Just stop crying already. I need to get to work soon, to take care of my own business. But something's telling me you're not done. You still want to see someone, don't you? Actually, yes. There's one more person I want to see. Then get to it. It's close to morning already. I only have so much patience left. Right, here we are. This building. I haven't seen it in ages. I haven't been inside since forever ago. I wonder if she's still there, painting by herself, throwing out new projects, helping to set up for the day. I guess there's only one way I'll find out. The rooms don't look any different, just empty. I walk by each studio peering in as I go. No one is there. Sketches, sculptures, notice all lie around untouched. The atmosphere is calm and quiet. I continue down the main corridor till I see a familiar door. Here it is, the main studio. The easels are all where I remember them being. Work is carried on as usual. The space that was once mine has now been occupied by the elaborate project of a new member. On my former easel is an illustration. A crowd of uniformed girls surrounding Lady Amaris. They're listening to her, raising their hands in admiration and deference. I roll my eyes. But in the middle of the room, all alone, she sits, the one I'm looking for, Maria. She's quiet, lost in thought, brush in hand. She pauses and lifts the brush to a piece I cannot see. I move closer.
Ah, no.
It's a beautiful nature scene. It can't be anything else but beautiful. I always knew that Maria was the most talented artist on the island. Her brushstrokes are delicate, deftly and carefully placed, like luxurious embroidery. I can't look away. It's too masterful. I wonder if she's planning to exhibit this somewhere. The effort is astounding. Something about this painting disturbs me. Something about this piece is achingly familiar. I've seen this image before. A long time ago. The flowers, birds, tree. These flowers, those birds, that tree. Where have I seen them all before? Why do I recognize them? Colors, the species, the patterns, the shapes and composition. Why are they so familiar? Why? It's mine. It's all mine. My concept, my ideas, my notes. And Maria took them for her own work. Maria, of all people.
She's stealing! She's stealing! That's not very nice.
I need to tell her that I'm here. She needs to know that I'm still alive, that I'm free. That I've got a lot of questions for her. About her painting. About what Cerise said to me in the prison cell. About how she sees me now. I don't really care what she says. I don't really care whether she cared about me or not. I just want to hear one last time. Before I leave here forever. So I'll ask her. I'll reach out and ask her. I'll ask her right now. Maria? No response. She still paints, shading in grass around the roots of the tree. Maybe she's half asleep. I think it's past midnight now. She might be on autopilot. Let's try again. Maria? Hello? It's me, Magda. Do you remember me? Still nothing. Not even a jolt of recognition. Maria continues to paint away at the blades of grass, drawing in each little flower, each little tuft of leaves. I walk around to check if she's all there. I've never seen someone more awake. Eyes blinking, focused on the canvas, paused in thought. She hardly looks tired. I just wave my hands in front of her. Maybe she'll budge then. Maria? It's me, Magda. Remember? She didn't notice. Her eyes followed my hand. She knew I was there. She's still sitting there, painting like nothing had happened. Like I was the air in the room, invisible. Okay, I see. I know what this is. It's not that she can't see me, it's just that she refuses to see me. In other words, she's pretending I don't exist. So, this was what Cerise meant. Maria's pretending she's never met me. She never guided me, that she never cared about me in the first place. So why would throwing away my art or stealing my concepts matter? As far as she's concerned, they've materialized out of thin air, out of her own inspiration. My eyes are singing again. I can't believe this. I can't fucking believe this. Your work inspired me. You were so kind to me even when everyone else hurt and isolated me. Maria, I loved you so much. So why, after everything you've seen and felt, why would you just be like them? Fine then. If Maria doesn't want to care, then she doesn't need to. I'll just leave now. There's nothing left for me here. I'll go and restart my life. Figure something out along the way. Good riddance. So what's the holdup? Let's go. We've got a long distance to cover across the lake. I step away from Maria and turn to the door, ready to leave. But I have to get Niels on board with my plan. They need to help me take flight, so I need them to let me go. Niels? Niels, are you there? Are you ready to leave? I'm ready to go if you are.
Ugh. Ugh. I'm sick of this already. I'm sick of you already. What is with you and your cowardly behavior? She hurt you just like that other girl. Why would you let her get away with it? Why aren't you doing anything about it?
I know she hurt me, but hurting her back wouldn't be satisfying. So let's just start over somewhere else.
Oh, quit lying to yourself. You enjoyed killing Cerise and Eve earlier. Wasn't making them feel your pain satisfying?
To be honest, I don't know. I did like it at first, but the more I think about it, the more I doubt these violent impulses are just my own. So Niels, I need you to stop. There's nothing more for us in this place. I don't feel comfortable doing any more than we did. Let's just go.
Fine. I'll take over from here.
I didn't ask for you to take full control, Niels.
Did you forget? We both have stakes in this. I have my own errands to run on this island. This isn't just about you anymore.
I have a terrible feeling about this. What they're thinking, what they're planning. I can't let them take over. They're going to do something awful, I just know it. I need them to stop whatever they're doing. Get them to let go of my faculties. Now. But Niels violently shoves my consciousness to the side. Theirs is stronger, more powerful, more dominant. I struggle with this little use. They now have full command of my body.
Now, since you're too weak to do it, I'll help you. Allow me to demonstrate a proper revenge.
Niels's leg swivels around, bringing me into the center of the studio. Body takes a janky step forward. Then another, then another. I mechanically walked all the way back. They get closer to Maria. And closer, and closer. I can't stop them. I stand behind Maria. Maria, who still doesn't notice us, who still works diligently at her canvas. And then, with one violent stab, they jam their hand at Maria's chest. Maria lets out a choked cry. Her paintbrush drops. Her light flutters out of her eyes. Niels gives a quick tug and pulls something out. Something muscly, red, and throbbing. Maria's heart. Oh fuck, they ripped out Maria's heart. She's really... Oh! I thought about killing a human like this for so long. It feels so warm, so wet, so delicate. I've longed to do it. Feel the weak little organ struggle in my hands, like mine did in theirs. But you know, I've always wanted something. The human heart taste. Please don't do it. Put her heart back. Leave her body be.
Come now, be a little adventurous.
I know you've lived on an island all your life, but it's time you tried something new.
Here's to you, Lilia. To your newfound rage.
Disturbing confidence, they raise the organ high like a celebratory drink. The flesh is promptly brought to their lips. Without hesitation, the heart is crammed into my mouth so densely that I can barely breathe. I'm forced to sever it, taste the metallic fluid as it smears across my lips and trickles down my throat. They force me to chew, to break up the muscle, to tear it to shreds with my teeth. I hate how good it tastes. Humans say that revenge is a dish best served cold, but for me that's too long a wait. I always like mine straight from the source, warm and raw. Don't you? I don't want to answer them. I try to puke, try to get her flesh out of mine, to stop consuming her. Niels forces me to swallow, closes my throat to force it down, keeps it in my belly where I can take it out. I can't control my own body anymore. Niels is taking over.
Well, that's what you get for entering a union with a divine being.
I made yet another terrible mistake. I trusted a monster who never understood humans to begin with. They might have been kind once, they might have tried to care, but I guess my gut was right. The suffering had made them mad. They were a monster waiting to be unleashed from the dark prison underground. And now that I've freed them, they own my body forever. They can do what they please, harm anyone they wish, kill anything they want. I barely recall what Niels does next. I'm drowning in the dark of Niels, crammed into the subconscious, trying to keep my head above the waves. My mind bobs up and down.
So we are setting fire to it.
There's fire everywhere. Screams and cries pierce my ears. Buildings reduced to ashes. Blood on my Niels' hands. Snapped bones, torn stomachs, a taste of flesh. I hear Niels speaking. Lady Mara screaming at them, begging them to stop. They boast of their freedom, their determination to raise the haven to the ground. They intend to kill her as painfully as possible. All in my voice. I don't see what Niels does to Amaris. I lose consciousness fast. All I see is the aftermath, mass of pulpy beaten flesh and bone, the sting of our hands, the ribbons of intestine torn open and thrown around. Not even Cerise had been beaten this hard. I lose consciousness again. I come back. We're hovering above the island. I look down. It's a ruin. The forest has been razed. Smoke billows everywhere. Corpses carpet the ground like seeds. The sanctuary known as the Haven has finally been destroyed. Niels huffs proudly.
I haven't felt as good in forever. You have no idea how long I've wanted to do this.
Making a hag suffer. Making a whole world suffer after they used me and ate me. And now,
I get to go wherever I want. I'm not beholden to anyone. Can you believe it, Lilia? I'm going to save everyone. I finally know how to save all of humanity. There's no way I'll fail. Because if they refuse me, they try to hurt me again, I'll know just how to treat them. Just like I treated everyone on this island.
You've had your fun. Quit gloating.
Oh, Magda. Want to do something? Got a plan? A vision? A dream?
I don't know. I want to go somewhere. Anywhere. I don't care. I just need to get out. To leave. I can't be here anymore. Niels helps me fly further into the sky. With alarming speed, my body's lifted into the air. I try not to look back. I don't know where I'm going or what I'll do when I get there. I don't know if anyone's left on the island. Any survivors. Anyone who knew what I did. I don't know whether Niels will turn on me. Whether I'll be able to fight them off. Whether we'll enter some wretched coexistence. I only know one thing. The deaths I brought about willingly or not. The death of the haven and the safety it offered to so many. The death of the island itself. I'll be haunted by them forever. For every moment that led to them. For everyone who made it happen. For everything I was then. For the nothing I am now. And most of all by the knowledge that I'll never escape what I did for as long as I live.
Those are very long feathers. Well, I do have to say, I kind of saw it coming that we would, what's the word? Hold on. We would combine with Neil somehow. Interesting. Thank you for playing, alright. Do I need to press anything? Oh, I do. Like, wow, that's a long thank you. Never mind, I guess. Oh, maybe someone's still alive. All around me the world is burning. Buildings I once lived in, burning. Forests I once walked through, burning. People I lived with, burning. Corpses as far as the eye can see. The faces are contorted in silent screams of agony. Somehow, by sheer luck, I managed to escape my dorm. I woke up fast. Screaming and the smoke was everywhere. I gathered everything I could, ran outside. If I had stayed in bed any longer, if I had slept. No, I don't want to think about it. I can't let it sit in my mind. I need to find somewhere safe. Find somewhere where they won't find me. I don't know who or what caused this, why they do something so terrible. But for Lady Amaris' sake, I hope they're caught. I hope they're punished brutally. Where can I hide though? Where to go? If the fire traps me, if the monster finds me, then I have to go there. I have to hide there. Remain hidden in a place a few know exists. Lady Amaris, please forgive me. Demote me if you must. Hurt me if you have to. I just need to be safe. You forever stay in your 20s? Well, thank you for the resub, Baba. How are you today? I ran towards the assembly hall. The fire hasn't caught up. No one stopped me. But the things I've seen, the bodies writhing in agony. All... whatever. Don't linger, Grace. Don't even think about pausing. Get out of here. Once this all goes away, once this ends, you go back. Then you can see what remains. I have to go outside. I need to run further, deeper, faster into the forest. All the trees are burning, but I must push through. If I run a little further, I'll definitely find shelter. Outside, the trees are starting to burn. I have to keep on going, push further, get closer and closer to my goal. There it is, the concrete building, the one we taped her going into. Where people would get in trouble for entering it, let alone seeing it. Where the lab was. Whenever Lady Amaris visited this building, I went with her. She'd go about her business while I visited, that girl in herself. She never let me into the lab while she was working. This wasn't the usual way we reached the building, no. On regular days, the forest path was too long to navigate for busy sect heads, so a secret route was made. One that connected the head dorms to the building's basement. It was for this reason that normal Haven members could never enter the head dorms. No one in the Haven was allowed to know about this building. No one except Lady Amaris and the sect heads. And even then, Lady Amaris always had to be there when we entered. Doing this on my own without her, that's against the rules. A high-class offense. But I can't think of any better place to hide. I hope Lady Amaris understands once this is all over. It's been a long day. It has. It has. A little more until it's over. Concrete building steel door was wide open. Quickly I slip inside and slam it behind me. Inside there's rubble everywhere. The ceiling's blasted open. I can see the haze of burning fire brushed across the sky. I hope this will keep me safe. Please let me be safe. I look around for the most shaded, least visible spot. I rush there and sit down, dropping all my things to the floor. I get my legs to my chest, pressing my face into my knees. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to die. Time passes, more time passes, even more time passes. I remain, curled up, unmoving, praying for it to all be over. Screams grow more distant. The blazing fires seem to grow ever more quiet. I pray for there to be survivors. I pray for others to have hidden, to be able to help me, to be able to rebuild from this nightmare. What did we do to deserve this? We lived quietly, peacefully, and by the books. Our rules were strict, but they were there to help. We abhorred insanity, protected ourselves from it, rooted it up, and we found it here. And yet in the end, its sanity won over us. Were we even stopping it at all? Eventually, everything outside goes silent. I get up, walk over to the entryway, placing my steps carefully so I don't make a noise. Gingerly, I open the door by a crack. No response. I widen it a little more. No response again. A little more. A little more. A little more. No response. No response. No response. The door is fully open. I step outside and look around. The forest isn't burning anymore. All I see are remnants of trees and bushes, piles of ash and thick billowing columns of greasy smoke. I make my way back home in complete silence. I think whoever did this is long gone, but I must remain vigilant. I don't want to be attacked. Not now. No one is here. There are more bodies, more columns of smoke, more dead trees, more piles of ash. Everything is still and grey. I don't want to know what happened to my friends, those I cared about, those I admired. Cerise, Eve, Lady Amaris. I want to believe they're still alive, but I shouldn't look for them. If I tried finding them, if I knew how they died, what they died from, I'd never be able to forget it. And I don't want their bodies to be my last memories of them. How am I supposed to feel about this? All of this is in front of me. Seeing my home razed to the ground, finding my community reduced to corpses, seeing my entire world turned to ash, knowing that I might be the only member left. I want to drop to my knees and cry. I want to howl, to sob, scream. I want to mourn the little time that I had with Lady Amaris, with my friends, with making things better here. I had so much more to do, to say, to make. The feelings don't come out. Something stops them, leaving me in some laughable parody of calmness. There's nothing left for me here, is there? All I can do now is leave. Forever. If I want to survive, if I want to live, to remember, I guess I have no choice. It takes several minutes, maybe even an hour, but eventually I reach the haven's port. All of my things that I saved are in tow. Generally, leaving the island is frowned upon. However, to thrive, we did need outside resources. We couldn't survive with the resources here alone. This was why the ports existed. Pets and sometimes a handful of particularly well-esteemed research sect members would trade Haven-produced goods for mainland goods. Goods like food, tools, or books. Right now, the only boat that's docked is a wooden rowboat. It probably wasn't worth destroying. Not even worth considering. It's small and old, fit for a short trip made by 1 or 2 people. I'm hardly strong. I've only rowed once or twice before, but the boat before me is my only way off of this island. My only chance at survival. With some hesitation, I step inside the boat. It rocks gently against my weight. The lake water that cradles its hull sloshes. As I bring my hands to the first tight knot of rope tying the boat to the quayside, my heart hammers against my chest. I'm leaving. Forever. Come on, Grace. You can't panic now. Breathe. In and out, in and out, in and out. You can do this. You can get yourself out of here. You will survive. With some fumbling, I picked the knot undone. 2 more to go. 2 more until I enter the unknown. After the last knot is pulled apart, the boat comes free with little issue. It begins to gently drift away, slowly rocked by the waves of the lake. I push my foot against the side of the dock and launch the boat towards the mainland. A mainland I had only set foot on once or twice before. As I sit in the boat, I realize I've touched the haven for the last time. I'm never coming back. I'm going away, into a world I was hiding from all this time. But I don't have any other option. No matter where I'll go, I'll always face insanity. I grab the oars in front of me and begin to row. I tried to mimic Cerise's rowing back when we collected new books for our libraries. How her arms moved, how she held the oars. Do I still have faith? Nah. We just burned down this entire thing. We're just following the one surviving person right now. The oar strokes made clean cuts through the waters, propelling the boat forward quickly and easily. Mine are choppy, getting the oars sucked into the lake again and again. It takes all my strength to avoid losing one to the depths below. Even so, even with all my struggles, my boat moves closer and closer to the mainland. So it's not that far away, huh? If I keep on doing this, no, if I have the strength to keep on doing this, maybe I'll reach the mainland safely. There may be surviving members there, those who left to trade, those who might have stayed overnight to carry out a complicated deal. They might still be there. They'll answer the needs of any Haven member. They'll listen to my terrible tale. They'll help me, help their head, help their last leader. We'll still be able to keep our community alive, continue Lady Amaris' legacy, rebuild what we've lost. All I have is hope, but I'm desperately clinging on to it. I hope that something better lies ahead, but despite everything, my word will survive. Oh, Haven, help me. End. That's ironic, yeah. Ironic. Like race of all people would survive. I mean, it makes sense. She's the only other NPC we have with an actual face and name to her and importance. You did! You did very much show up at the end. Welcome to the extra scene. Please take a look. You can look at all of these CGs, I'm assuming? Yes. This is a surprisingly big number of CGs, if I might say so. Oh, the backgrounds as well, alright. The music, okay. What about replay? Oh, you can just start from... Ah, oh, there's three acts and an epilogue. I didn't realize that. Thank you for the pat. Thank you for playing Bad Faith. This visual novel is my first original commercial work, and I'm happy I could release it to the world. To be honest, Bad Faith is my most personal work ever. I started developing concepts for this game towards the end of 2020. I wanted to write a story that could help me process my feelings of fear and anger, so I began doodling characters related to that story, which eventually evolved into Bad Faith. Most of Michael's experiences reflected actual experiences I had, from being bullied and gossiped about to the overwhelming fear I felt around communities I was in. I wanted to write a story that people could connect to, specifically with its themes of isolation, repression, and paranoia. I hope I conveyed that within my storytelling. I wanted to do as much of the visual novel by myself as possible so that all of these themes felt consistent, since I would handle everything besides the music. I'd like to thank Clooney's for beta reading Bad Faith and helping me make my writing more powerful. I'd also like to thank Orikawa for making my story structure as strong as it is now. You've been huge helpers for the development of this visual novel. As well as this, I'd like to thank my talented team of beta testers for helping me polish this game before release. Thank you. You were all wonderful. Finally, I'd like to thank my family members, friends, and followers for helping me push forward whenever I felt demotivated with Bad Faith's progress. You're a big part of why this game exists now. Maybe I'll make another visual novel after Bad Faith. We shall see what the future has in store, but for now, ciao. Cool. To be fair, it's easy enough to say you want to make a game and you want to make most of the game or as much of the game as possible by yourself, but actually doing all that and literally only giving like the music to someone else, that's pretty crazy. Good for them. A very interesting game. Very interesting game. I like it. I like it, though I will admit, I think the ending is pretty predictable, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I feel very satisfied. No, we started this game like 2 weeks ago, and I just haven't gotten around to actually finishing it, sadly. I just didn't get around to actually finishing it until now, which is a shame. Yeah, I guess it took us, what, like 5 hours, I guess, overall, considering I have to read out everything myself, so definitely a little longer than what most other people have said about it, which is understandable if you actually read stuff out loud. But this was nice. It's another one done on the list of games we've actually played this year, which is nice. Also means I need to now think about what I'll do next. Well, I do know what I'll do next when it comes to visual novels, actually. Because on the 31st, the not remake. Remake is the wrong word. Hold on, let me think. The new collection of National Park Girls comes out in like 2 days on the 31st by Studio Lan, and I'm very much looking forward to that, and I do hope to finally play that, because I haven't actually, that's one of the few games that I haven't played yet. National Park Girls Love All Parks Edition. It's coming out in 2 days, on the 31st. I think, if I read that correctly earlier on announcement post. So that one actually will have less of me reading everything by myself again, because it is voiced. It is voiced, so I don't have to read everything out myself, which I'm actually very much looking forward to, I will admit. So I'm hoping to start that soon. Or pretty much basically when it goes live. Kinda. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow. Actually, I would like to try. Because, what do you mean? It's Wednesday and this was the first stream once again. But for now, this is gonna be it. We finished another game. It is late. It is late and I sadly do have to work tomorrow, so I am going to get some rest now. I hope you all had some fun. I do also hope to... No, I need to stop saying this every single stream. I say it every single stream and then I don't do it, but I do hope to get back into doing more consistent streams again. I've been proud of myself for being a consistent streamer for, what, over 3 years? And now suddenly it's like, we will change that. We will get back into it. But for now, this is where we're gonna end. And I'm gonna send you guys over. It was nice seeing you, even though it was the shortest time. To be fair, my start time is the same time, pretty much all the time. Thank you for nice stream. No, thank you for coming by. Wait, hold on. I want it. Oh, yeah. I wanted to send you guys over to Aura because Aura is playing Kukiyomi, and Kukiyomi is always fun to watch. It's always fun to see how you can fuck stuff up in that game. Yeah, totally your fault. Yeah. Listen. When I stream, I typically stream at the exact same time, so you cannot blame that on me. Yeah, for now, that is gonna be it. I wish all of you a very, very good night. I hope to maybe stream tomorrow, definitely sometime this week for sure. But now, have a good night. Thank you for coming by.
And bye-bye. Bye-bye.